Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. Yes, this is the Apostate Prophet. And welcome to the most wonderful show on the planet. How is everybody doing? David, how are you doing?
I'm sending out this link. To be clear, what are we watching? We're watching Palestinian children's TV shows. Is that correct? If I put that in the...
Yes, Palestinian children's TV shows.
We're live watching some Palestinian children's TV shows. That's correct?
Yes.
Now I recall these from like years ago. I used to, we should ask people if my volume's okay because we messed with it a bunch because your headphones weren't working.
It's perfect.
I was messing with my volume. He was saying he couldn't hear me, and it turns out his headphones weren't working. Yeah. So I screwed with all my volume settings. So let's just make sure we're even. But yeah, I used to watch these like 12, 13 years ago and stuff like that. But I remember they're pretty brutal watching. Way more so than like Transformers and G.I. Joe.
Yeah. way more. And there are some really big and important revelations that we need to go into when we talk about this show. Let me quickly put this link out here. That you brainwashed Gazan kids into hating and fighting Jews. All right. Now that I have done that as well while being live here, which is very unprofessional, let us jump right into it. What do you expect to see, David, from this from watching this thing, whatever this is? Yeah.
Again, I haven't seen these in a long time, but if I recall, they have kids and they're training the kids to be jihadis with like characters dressed up like terrorist versions of Western kids shows and so on. And it's all about killing Jews and so on. I remember that from back in the day. Pretty brutal.
And there's also something that I need to quickly add before we actually get into the show, and that is the following. Now, when I talked about Hamas in the last few weeks, I showed a video several times. And that video was this. I showed a guy that appears in these videos several times. You can hear him, you can see him and hear him right about here. This guy. Look. The guy who says, people of Jerusalem, I want you to cut off the heads of the Jews with knives. Cut their artery right here. This guy, and there's another video of him again giving these insane instructions, telling people to cut the heads of the Jews. That guy, all right here. You have Jews everywhere. We must kill them. We must slaughter them with Allah's help. Why am I showing this again? Well, this guy here, his name is Fatih Hamad. He is, and everything will make much more sense once you know this, he is the director in charge of that kids show.
Well,
he's the director of that kids show, and he is also the director of that whole TV channel, which is Al-Aqsa TV, where that show was produced. Imagine.
Isn't this nuts? I mean, you sit there and think, okay, who should be controlling what our kids see? What you have to be careful of is that there are people with agendas in the world, right? Like if someone was a pedophile, or if someone just supported little kids, sex with little kids and something like that, right? You wouldn't want Daniel Hikikachu designing your children's kids programs. You know what he's going to do? He's going to program little kids to think it's okay if some old creep wants to bone them. Ali Dawa, when he's saying, if my daughter reached the age of puberty at the age of 9, I would tell her you are ready to be married, right?
Yeah.
You don't want someone like that because he's not just going to spring this on his daughter. at the age of 9. He's going to be telling her when she's a little kid. So do you want someone like Ali Dawa controlling your children's programming, knowing what he's going to use it for? Of course not. But here you've got the guys who want your children to become cannon fodder in their war against Jews, and you're going to let him run the TV.
Look, here's the article on Wikipedia, which is the show is called Tomorrow's Pioneers. Here's the famous jihadi Mickey Mouse character Farfour the Mouse, and here, look, directed by Fatih Hamad, who is the very same guy that I just showed you. In fact, you can see here in July 2019, Hamad urged members of the Palestinian diaspora to kill Jews everywhere, and so on. The other things that he did. So this is the very guy. He directed this show for kids, where kids are taught how to be good Palestinian kids. That's what we're dealing with here.
Farfour the Mouse, Farfour the Mouse, Farfour the Mouse. Here I come to kill the Jews.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. That's perfect. Perfect TV show. We need more of that stuff, definitely.
We should make our own parody. Like, how do you make a parody? How would you make it bad? Right? Like,
yeah.
If I were to make a parody of what, like, if I were joking about what you might think Palestinian children's TV would be like, it would be exactly like what you see on these shows. Like if you were making a Saturday Night Live skit about how jihadis are training children, it would be like a kids program where they're trained to be jihadis and so on. And you'd think that's actually insane, but no, it's exactly what their show is.
Yeah. So I downloaded a few of these, a few clips from these episodes. Unfortunately, the bad thing about this show is that it's not available anywhere. It's like the internet is, I don't know, it's very hard to find. You can only find clips here and there from this show. It was active between 2007 and 2009. For a strange reason, there are some newer episodes as well that are currently live, ongoing, that are not under the same name, but there are some remakes or some adaptations in the current time. And recently, Memory TV published some of those to show us them, and I will show you those. There's some really messed up stuff going on in this show. So the show is basically like a Sesame Street style, sitting down and kids talking to each other, and adults talking to children, and these characters talking to the kids. And one of the main characters at the beginning is Farfour the Mouse. Later, Farfour the Mouse gets killed by the Jews, and then is then replaced with a bee. But yeah, let's have a look at these. This is, I think, one of the first episodes.
Wasn't there a dramatic death scene?
Yes. We'll get to
These guys are. Well, that's what's messed up. I watch this is like the funniest thing ever. But they're actual kids watching this, and I must avenge Farfour the Mouse.
Yeah. So it says season 1, episode 4. This is from Palestinian Media Watch, which is a website that's still operating today. Let's see. So, Al-Aqsa TV, Hamas, May 11, 2000.
Hey, it's funny. It's actually training them to blame the Jews for everything.
Yes.
Why did it's awesome. Did everyone catch that? It's, hey, why did you cheat on your work? Because the Jews.
Yeah. You know how we joke about I couldn't do it because the dog ate my homework, or
I did it because the Jews bombed my house.
Instead of that, you learn to say, well, because the Jews, they destroyed my house. That's why I couldn't find my notebook. That's why I cheated during the exam. The Jews
and then
destroyed my homework.
The Western version of that will now be, hey, why didn't you do your homework? Oh, because I was so upset about Jews blowing up Palestine that I couldn't focus on my homework. Oh, okay, free pass. You get a free pass on that and at Harvard. You get a free pass at Harvard. Your Harvard professor will say, oh, okay, I get that.
That's going to be a very real future very soon. Let's see.
Good, love, and justice, and
I watched
slaughtering
this
Jews.
part. I watched this part and I thought, hey, you know, that looks quite.
That's good. That's good.
It's quite peaceful.
Yeah, I like that. Never mind. I like this show.
You know, inclusivity and all of that. But then, no. Okay, let's watch this part. This is good. Ask the Jews, did they ever live in a time period better than the one they lived under Islam?
Yeah, no, it's best. The living under Muhammad and being expelled and exterminated was the best time in history.
Yeah. And ask the Christians how their security was assured in the churches and the monasteries when they were not allowed to openly, you know, declare and practice their religion and build churches.
Yeah, and when they were also expelled from the Arabian Peninsula, and just ask how things are going in what was then the biggest, grandest church in the world, Hagia Sophia. Just ask them how much they appreciate our love and compassion.
Yeah.
كنا يوما أتذكرون الأندلس بهذا الأندلس الحبيب
ونذكركم أحبابنا الأطفال يا من سكنتم في قلوبنا أن مجد أمتنا وحضارتها.
The glory and the civilization of the Ummah, of the Islamic nation, you shall restore.
But by the way, I've always thought this was, I mean, I've got a book called The Myth of the Andalusian Paradise, which is explodes the idea that this was, oh, it's so wonderful when Muslims are in charge of Jews and Christians and so on. But I've always, I mean, when I hear this, I regard it as like the most pathetic thing in the universe, right? Because in Islam, it's always like, hey, guys, you have 2 billion people. You have like a quarter of the world's population. What kind of good impact? Oh, well, if you go back 1,000 years, hey, you know, if you go back 1,000 years, oh, we had a bang up. What have you done for the world lately? Oh, well, if you go back 1,000 years, well, I think it sucked back then too. But suppose it was the Andalusian paradise. How come nothing good ever lasts in Islam? It always gets suffocated by Islam. What have you done for us lately? Well, the Jews bombed our house. What do you expect us to do? Dude, we're like 15 million Jews in the world. You guys outnumber them like 150 to 1. What can you do? What have you done for the world lately? Oh, we can't because of the Jews. The Jews stuff. It's like it's just it sounds pathetic to me. It sounds. I mean, my goodness, man. We just talked about this the other day that Germany got bombed down to the ground basically, and what happened after the war? They just kept rebuilding, even though they were divided up and controlled by other powers. They just keep rebuilding. It's like it's in their DNA to keep rebuilding and so on. Now they have the world's 4th largest economy. Japan, I mean, nuclear bombs were dropped on Japan. Their military was crushed. Their entire system broke down. They now have the world's 3rd largest economy. This is recent. This stuff recently happened, like catastrophic destruction of your country, and they just kept rebuilding. And Muslims, well, you know, 1,000 years ago this happened, and that's why we can't do anything ever.
It's also, I mean, you see right here how the culture develops. This is not unique to Gaza, although this is really messed up. It's not unique to Gaza, but you already see the culture here. I mean, in the West, what do you see when you turn on the TV? You see these entertaining things for kids, which they watch and have fun. You see a bunch of educational stuff. I don't know. I turn on the TV or I look up videos, or my wife looks up videos, and we have our kids watch these little cute shows where they learn all kinds of different things. You know, how to get stuff done, how to be good to each other and all of that. And here you turn the TV on and you learn to blame the Jews, to hate the Jews, to focus on creating an Islamic power and this and that. And it just gets worse. Just look at this one. Let's look at this one. More clips here. This one is translated by Memory TV. How will you sacrifice your soul for the sake of Al-Aqsa? What will you do?
It's like the Hamas version of what would you do for a Klondike bar?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd kill a bunch of Jews.
I will shoot.
ايش هنعمل يعني كيف احنا بدنا يا سنابل نحرر
بدنا نقاوم.
وبعدين هذا حفظناها وبعدين
We want to fight. That voice though, that's what kind of a voice is that?
احنا بدنا تقتلونا اليهود.
Wait, this is a caller. So this is a child calling in on the show and says we want to annihilate the Jews. We will annihilate the Jews.
No, just the Zionists.
Oh yeah.
يهود. احنا بدنا تقتلونا اليهود.
And yeah, it says directly Yahud, which is the Jews. It's not Zionists or anything.
ندافع عن الأقصى بأرواحنا وبدمائنا ولا لا يا سنابل؟
قوة. نحن قلنا أكثر من مرة بأن أستاذية العالم تتطلب التالي. أولا
To become masters of the world, rulers of the world, we have to be happy with our Arabic language at first.
أن نكون سعداء بلغتنا العربية.
This is so delusional. Like, you are in this the Gaza Strip, which Hamas at that time just took over and turned into a base for terrorism. And what they teach the kids immediately on TV is not just how to kill the Jews and take over, all of the Palestinian territories and destroy Israel, but also to become masters in the world. And
I'm laughing because I just glanced at the comments and Nicole asked, "Is the mouse Ali Dawa?" That is a good question.
So. I think so.
By the way, if it's not, wouldn't Ali Dawa be like the perfect mouse cartoon character? Like,
yeah, let's look at this. Let's look at this.
He doesn't have to do he wouldn't even have to do a voice.
Look, it's the same thing. Look.
We're proud of that.
you should make a clip where the mouse is talking and saying something horrible and then ends with "We're proud of that."
Look, you can barely tell the difference. You can't even tell that I'm playing a soundboard clip.
No, it sounds like it's a cartoon.
Look.
We're proud of that. قلنا أكثر من مرة بأن أستاذية العالم تتطلب التالي. أولا أن نكون سعداء بلغتنا العربية التي سادت في يوم من الأيام هذا العالم. We're proud of that. ثانيا ولا بلاش.
فرفور. إني سمعتك تقول.
Farfur.
This is an episode where Farfur is caught speaking English, which he's not supposed to do.
Ooh.
Very, very bad. Can't speak in English.
Yeah, he said we're proud of that. That's English.
Hello. How are you, يا سراء? I hope we're proud of that.
نعم.
مالك يا فرفور؟ انت ليش هيك بتحكي؟ مش احنا اتفقنا ان نحكي باللغة العربية الفصحى؟
لكنها هذه اللغة، نعم، هذه اللغة يا سراء لغة العالم المتقدم، لغة العالم اللي بيفهم، اللي بيخترع.
The language of the world that understands and does things.
لا يا فرفور، انت غلطان عشان انت بتعرفش ان المسلمين هم اساس الحضارة.
Muslims are the basis of civilization.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. It's like pathetic, the stuff that it's always about something like, oh, 1,000 years ago we did this and that and this and that, and that you go to their conferences, because I used to go to like ISNA and stuff like that and sit there and listen. But everything's about, oh yes, we're really the basis, and we're the ones who gave women rights, and we're the ones who developed science, and we're everything is because it's like, one, you're full of crap. But two, like, how pathetic is this? Again, you've got almost a quarter of the world's population. You've got 49 Muslim majority countries. And you sit there, oh, but 1,000 years ago we're really strong. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's pathetic, man. It's pathetic.
And no, but in no history class do you learn, in no credible history class do you learn that Muslims are the basis or the foundation of civilization or anything like this. It's just ridiculous.
انت غلطان عشان انت بتعرفش ان المسلمين هم اساس الحضارة وايضا لولاهم لما كان
If not for the Muslims, the world wouldn't have got to where it is today.
لما وصلش العالم للي هو فيه.
This is so ridiculous.
شباب يا صغار عدنا إليكم ونحن في اشتياق دائم رؤيتكم في برنامج.
Yes.
Hey, yeah, we should, before I forget, we've got vocab as Prophet Muhammad. We should do an episode because you can actually rent DeLoreans that are tricked out to make them look like the time machine from Back to the Future. We should do a special show where maybe you and me, we jump in the, well, I guess it couldn't, because it's only 2 seats, I think, but where we go back in time, grab Muhammad, bring him to the future, show him what he has caused and how pathetic the Ummah has become, and then like do an alternative timeline where if he keeps his mouth shut, what will happen? And it'll be like a utopia. I don't know, something about Muhammad in the DeLorean from Back to the Future. I don't know, cracks me up. That's
funny. I often thought about doing something that is more violent in that direction, but
oh yeah, because you could send the Terminator. You could send the Terminator back. The Terminator stands up and blows Muhammad away.
I like movies that are like I often watch these B movies, or known as exploitation movies, which are just like senseless, often low budget, movies that are just violence and all kinds of bloody, gory things for no reason.
Hey, if you want low budget, holler at your boy here. I can make it lowest of the low budget. We got vocab. Vocab lives by a desert. We can go right out in the desert.
That's a good idea. I thought I would love to make a low budget movie that is like where you basically go back in time to Muhammad's time and then just cause a massacre or something like that. But of course, that's not something that I would ever.
No, you can't do that. You got to do it differently. But yeah, me and you can jump. We'll rent the DeLorean. We'll rent the DeLorean from Back to the Future, go back in time, and meet Muhammad in his suicide vest.
Yes.
Or maybe we go back in time to where Muhammad's suicidal and he's standing at the standing on the edge of a cliff, and we just like give him a little nudge. You know what I mean?
Please don't. No, and we'll say, don't do it, please.
رواد الغد والذي نضع وإياكم حجر الأساس لقيادة العالم بقيادة إسلامية.
Wow, yeah, that's the priorities. That's what you need to teach children, to become to build the cornerstone, to rule the world under Islam. That's what you need to teach the children.
We're proud of that.
That's what you need to teach the children. Farfour, thank you, Farfour, for teaching us these wonderfully important things. Here's something more messed up. Look at okay, wait. Actually, oh, this is a documentary. This is a documentary video. Actually, let me look at this. This is an Al Jazeera report from way back, from 2008. Let's see.
Are you sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin. This is children's broadcasting as produced by Hamas-run television in Gaza.
Hamas TV.
Colorful scenery. Instead of songs and stories, the show serves up political ideology disguised as cuddly animals. The latest character to join the program is Asud the rabbit, and he comes with a backstory. The young viewers are told that Asud entered Gaza from Egypt after Hamas knocked down the border wall in January. The wooden key he wears around his neck, he says, is the key of return to reclaim Jerusalem from the Zionists.
Yeah, good luck with that one, Rabbit.
This is so messed up.
We educate our children about loyalty, love, understanding, and
Muhammad Ramadan, Asud the rabbit.
more. We also teach them that we have lands stolen by the criminal Zionists.
The rabbit replaces Nahul, the bee, who gets his fun from toys and cats, and from throwing stones at a
Are you
caged
what? Are you kidding me?
lion. The children get to watch Nahul's antics for several minutes before the show delivers the moral of the story. Don't try this at home. But Nahul
Man.
didn't leave the show because of his naughty behavior. The young viewers are told that the cuddly bee died because the Israeli siege on Gaza prevented him from reaching a hospital. The overtly
This is so
political message and the use of violence has made the show controversial.
controversial.
Controversial? What? Why don't you, Coach? Why'd you introduce me as controversial? Why didn't you say I'm from Oxford? Why are you stuttering? We said it at the same time.
But the program makers are unapologetic about how they approach their younger audience.
We want to have children involved with the
I mean, imagine this for a second. Your country or your society is ruled by a legitimate, an actual, genuine terrorist organization that carries out suicide attacks, suicide bombs, and that slaughters people, that goes out and stabs civilians and shoots them and does all kinds of messed up things, and says, we're happy to die, we're happy to become martyrs, and all of that. And those guys are in charge of creating TV shows for your kids to watch. That's what's on TV for you to watch. Imagine how messed up this is.
And what, I mean, it's extremely messed up when it's not the Palestinians who have your kids' best interest in mind. It's the guys who are billionaires and living in other countries and controlling what happens in Palestine, that are programming your kids to be their jihadis, to create endless instability, to keep piles and piles of foreign aid coming into the country, which then you use to buy Lamborghinis. And it's just like, I mean, my goodness. I mean, just think about this. Someone comes in, hey, I want to make programming for your kids. And all we want to do is program them to hate Jews and to blame everything that goes wrong, even cheating on your work. Just blame it on the Jews, no matter what happens. I did this. Why this? It's because of the Jews. Why'd you do this? It's because the Jews. The Jews. It's all the fault of the Jews. Really? This tiny little you got 49 Muslim majority country. This tiny little country. Just Muslims are completely powerless.
This does condition the kids to learn from a very young age to just say, oh, it's because of the Jews, because of the Jews. I messed up. It's because of the Jews. It's not my fault. It's because of the Jews. This is how the kids grow up. They learn it, and they internalize it, and they grow up just believing that this is the enemy and it's all their fault. What do you then expect from that upbringing? It's just, it's difficult to even think about. I don't know, how do you, how do you change these people's minds later on?
channel, and we care about their reaction to our programs. So we have live shows to make sure that the message is relayed the way we intended.
Perhaps the most famous scene from the children's show, a Mickey Mouse look-alike being beaten to death by an Israeli. It could be a case of television imitating life. After all, death and violence lurk around every corner in Gaza. But there are concerns both inside and outside Palestine about the long-term effects this will have on young minds.
You think? Let's show another messed up thing. This is an episode. When was this from? Let's see. When was this from? 2009. Hamas children of suicide terrorist Reem Riyashi. They are shown reenactment of their mother's suicide death.
Yeah. By the way, there's something that happens where, for some reason, the Dawa community and so on, they never understand anything, how this looks to anyone else until you somehow reverse it. Like, they don't get why fight those who do not believe in Allah is any sort of problem. But if you were to say fight those who believe in Allah, suddenly they would see it as a problem. If you took any, if you were to say, hey, don't be friends with Muslims, they would say, oh, look at this. This is bigoted and intolerant. But the Quran says don't take Jews and Christians as your friend. That's fine. So it's always this one directional thing. But think about this. If Israeli Jews got caught having a kids program where kids are trained to grow up and attack Palestinians, they would suddenly understand it as like completely like psychopathic, monstrous stuff. And yet that's what they're doing to kids, and no problem whatsoever. But if anyone else in the world were doing this, if you and I were making a kid show like this, telling people to guard against, Islam and so on, they wouldn't stop talking about it. It would be, look at this, look at what these monsters are doing. This is Islamophobia. And yet you've got, training kids from the time they're toddlers to hate Jews, to blame Jews for everything, and to want to kill Jews. And it's fine.
They will then say it's all the Jews' fault. Why are you defending them? Let's see what happens here. Hamas hosts children of suicide terrorist Reem Riashi, and they are shown their mother's reenactment of the suicide bombing. Let's see. Children in Hamas studio are shown video reenactment of terrorist Reem Riashi preparing for suicide bombing in front of her daughter. This
a long time ago, so these kids are grown by now. So
yeah.
Whatever these kids are now. It's the worst sound I've ever heard in my life. Sounds like a screeching cat that you're holding in the water.
This is... You see what just happened, right? So they're doing this dramatic music. It's supposed to be emotional, of the mother hiding the bomb, going out there, like, terribly produced, yes, but then blowing herself up in front of these Israeli soldiers. And this is what they show to the kids who are watching this show. This is what they are showing the kids. This is not only what they're showing to the kids of the woman, of the terrorist who blew herself up, but to everybody. This is what they are basically romanticizing. This hero who went and blew herself up to kill the Jews.
And the Palestinian Emmy Award for Best Children's TV Program for the 7th year in a row goes to this.
Yeah.
We're proud of that.
أبناء الشهيدة المجاهدة البطلة التي صراحة يعني ضحت بكل ما عندها
who sacrificed all she had for her
ولم
homeland.
تأبه يعني هم فلذات أكبادها حتى أنها ضحت في سبيل الله ضحت من أجلهم في سبيل الله ونحن نقول للمحتل.
I mean, imagine this is what is this? This was 2008. The people who watched this, the kids who watched this, are grown-ups and probably, I don't know, participated in the terrorist attacks or cheered for them.
Oh, I guarantee you, some of the kids who were watching this right now are people who did the October 7th massacre.
Yeah.
بأننا سنظل على نهج.
Look, she says, this little girl says, this is our message to the occupier, so the Zionists, Israel, that we will continue in the footsteps of the martyr.
سنظل على نهجها على نهج الشهيدة المجاهدة ريم رياشي حتى
fighter Reem Riashi, until we liberate our homeland from your hands.
أيديك الغاصبة.
You usurper. So this is directly shown to the kids. It is glorified. The suicide bomber is dramatically displayed here, illustrated, depicted as a hero, explicitly called a hero. And then the child is also made to say that they will continue in the footsteps of this hero, while the children here are given this beautiful lesson of becoming suicide bombers, terrorists, just like that woman who sacrificed her own self and made herself blow up to kill the Jews, to liberate the homeland. This is what you grew up with in Gaza. And
powerful message.
Yes, of course, it's all the fault of the Jews.
The Jews.
It's I don't know how to describe this. It is really, really messed up. But here is actually this is the most famous scene, I believe. This is it. Yeah, okay, let's get this. This was Pioneers of Tomorrow, a children's show on Hamas TV, June 29, 2007. Let's see.
بديك الأمانة قبل ما أموت. بتمنى إنك تحافظ عليها الأمانة هذه يا فرفور.
وش الأمانة هذه يا جدي اللي لازم أحافظ عليها؟
I mean, it's a perfect Ali Dawa. Ali Dawa is Farfour the mouse, ladies and gentlemen. There's no question about it.
Yeah. So Farfour's grandpa or something is dying, and it wants to entrust Farfour with something very important.
Wait, that's his grandfather?
Or
Wait, is that his grandfather? That wouldn't make any sense.
I don't remember who that is, but
yeah, it can't be his grandfather. He's not a mouse. I mean, unless unless he was transformed into a mouse.
Maybe. I don't know.
بتمنى تحافظ عليها. هذه الأرض أرض جميلة كلها مزروعة بالورد بالشجر الزيتون والنخل. بتمنى تحافظ عليها يا فرفور.
وش اسم هذه الأرض يا جدي؟
It is his grandfather. His grandfather's human. What the heck?
الربيع. أما الجيت يا خسارة اليهود سموها تل أبيب بعد ما احتلوها وأخذوها يا جدي.
And that's what's dramatic here. So the guy says, the beautiful land which belonged to us, I will give you the keys to it, safeguard it. It was called, what was it called? Oh, probably too far.
I can't get past that. I can't get past why Allah, I mean, because Muhammad said that Allah transformed Jews into apes and swine and rats. But here, apparently a Muslim is, I can't figure out the theology behind this.
Someone kind of self-confession on the Hamas part. Like,
yeah, Allah transformed a Muslim into a mouse.
Yeah,
that's weird.
So the land is called Tel al-Rabi, but unfortunately the Jews called it Tel Aviv after they occupied it. And then Farfour is very touched by this.
طبيب بعد ما احتلوها واخذوها يا جدي. هذه الأمانة بتمنى تحافظ عليها يا فرفور. وهذا المفتاح بيكون معك لما ترجع للبلاد.
Why is Farfour suddenly dancing? What is happening? Look at those moves. What is happening?
بيكون معك لما ترجع للبلاد.
What is that?
Why does it suddenly start dancing out of the
Yeah, Farfour is a little stoned there. This guy.
بيكون معك لما ترجع للبلاد. لما ترجع للبلاد بتفتح فيها فرفور. أنا فرفور.
هذا يا جدي المفتاح. تشكيك رابا. We're proud of that.
هذا المفتاح.
هذا المفتاح.
هذه كمان اوراق تثبت كمان الارض إن يا فرفور. هذه امانه معك يا فرفور. اوعى تفرط بالارض يا فرفور. اوعى تفرط بالارض يا فرفور.
يا جدي ما تخافش.
انا يا فرفور.
Look, that is his grandpa. The guy is Farfour.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. This Farfour started as a human and was transformed into a mouse. He was punished by Allah. Oh, unless Farfour, you were a baby, a human baby, but the Jews transformed you into a mouse. Now you must avenge it. You must avenge our family line and kill as many as possible.
Beatrice said they should play Snow White instead of instead of a witch, it's a Jewish woman. Instead of an apple, it's a lamb, and there is no prince in the end. That's a good idea.
we should do a parody like that. Call it Mo White and and its vocab.
Yeah, because Muhammad was very white, so it's Mo White. That makes sense.
تعبان كتير. لا يا جدي. حاسس حالي بدي أموت. لا يا جدي. حاسس حالي إني قريب من أرض الربيع. بتمنى.
How do you know? How do you feel close? You never been there, dude.
أنا جدي. أنا جدي. أنا جدي.
Yeah. Yeah, where's your dance? Where's your dance now, Farfour? Where's your dance now? I thought you guys loved death. What the?
Fantastic acting. Great acting.
He's got the stuff.
Sure, man. This is just from the filth of the criminal plundering Jews.
Who killed my grandpa and everybody. Oh, they got a fence down there.
Wait, before we move on, I really want to see that dance move again.
Yeah. Where's your dance when grandpa's you dancing when your grandpa's dying? When you got some inheritance beyond that that key?
I really don't get it. Like, to be serious, what is a dance move about?
Oh yes, grandpa's dying, and I get his staff.
What is
I get his shepherd's crook.
بعد ما احتلوها واخذوها يا جدي هذه الامانه بتمنى تحافظ عليها يا فرفور وهذا المفتاح بيكون معك لما ترجع للبلاد لما ترجع للبلاد.
This is so stupid, man. Okay, all right. Farfur is interrogated. Now Farfur is interrogated by the Jews. The Jews. This is one of the most famous scenes from Farfur, from Tomorrow's Pioneers, where Farfur is killed by the Jews.
We've heard some of the stuff you've been saying about us on TV there, Farfur. Just want you to know things just got real.
Yeah.
سمعنا فرفور انه سيدك اعطاك مفاتيح الارض والوراق.
We heard your grandfather gave you the key and the secret documents to the land. It doesn't even make any sense.
انت ما إلك مين قال فرفور، لكن المطلوب فرفور. طيب وإيش المطلوب هذاك مني؟ المطلوب فرفور إنه تعطينا أوراق الأرض.
That's how it works, everyone. They've got the secret documents saying that the land is theirs.
Give us the secret documents. Without the secret documents, we cannot get our land. Don't have the secret documents and get the land behind our back. We need it right now.
They can make like a stupid Palestinian parody of National Treasure, where it's like they have to go on a sacred quest to get the secret documents and the key back because they're stolen by Jews. If they just get this stuff, then they get the land back.
Yeah.
It would win like 27 Oscars.
Definitely. Most definitely. It's like a magic scroll, like a spell or something. It's like once you have it, you get the land back. That's how it works, actually. Legitimate.
And all the Jews evaporate or something. Hey, AP.
This Farfur is so stupid. Why is he telling him the whole thing now? My grandpa gave this to me so I could, take the land back, not give it to you.
Hey, AP, look, you should try to find the original without the subtitles. And put Ali Dawa's entire clip there of why he's gonna kill you, stuff like this. You know what I mean? And people like you, look, notice he's pointing there. People like you, blah blah, little weaklings who blah blah blah. Just have Ali Dawa talking the entire time. That'd be hilarious.
Proud of that.
Oh, they mixed that in too. The Jews want to buy the land. They're going to give you a lot of money. They want to take everything you have away with their money.
It's a payoff.
That's what they want to do.
It's a bribe.
And look, in the back, you see this poorly made Israel flag with
pretty awesome flag there. It's exactly like the Jews have in their offices.
تاخد مصاري كتير فرفور وناخد الأوراق فرفور وراق ولا حاجة فرفور. لا مش إحنا اللي بنبيع أراضينا.
We are not the kind of people who sell their land to terrorists.
Hamas. These guys are driving around Bugattis. From foreign aid money.
Yeah. And for those who don't know, when they say that the Jews, the Zionists, came and stole the land, most of what they refer to as stolen is actually the Zionists coming and buying land from the people who own the land. So people, a Arab person owns land somewhere in the region. The Zionists, they come, they give plenty of money, often paying much more than it's actually worth, and then buy the land, which is business, you know. It's done in a legitimate way. But then later, this turns into they manipulated us. They took everything we had with their money.
And now they're going to kill our mouse.
فرفور بدك تجيب له وراك يعني بدك تجيب له وراك مش سايب له وراك مش سايب له وراك فرفور بدك تجيب بدك تجيبه يعني بدك تجيبه فرفور مش سايبه لناس مجرمين لناس انتر لناس ارهابيه احنا انضال احنا ارهابيه فرفور خد 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 خد
Hey, you should put that little part on repeat so it continues for like 8 minutes.
How is she laughing about this? Does she find this sad or something? I don't know.
444, man.
This is the Gazan version of where's my money? Where's the money? How's it going?
Give me the money, Lebowski.
Yeah. This is the Gazan version of the Big Lebowski.
We want the money, Lebowski.
Oh boy. Oh boy, boy, boy. Boy, boy, this is unhinged. Poor Habibi Farfour, said Rachel. Tremendous Farfour here. Phil Slip said, how can you still support the Jews after this, AP?
You got a good point. That's the Emmy scene right there.
الأطفال لقد فقدنا أعز صديق لنا.
We have lost our dearest friend Farfour.
لقد استشهد فرفور وهو يدافع عن أرضه. يدافع عن أرضه.
Farfour was martyred while defending his land. This is, as far as I gather, this is how all of those special characters every season or whatever die. They die because they're somehow killed by the Jews.
آبائه وأجداده استشهد على أيدي المجرمين القتلة قتلت الأطفال الأبرياء وقتلت إيمان حجة قتلت محمد الدرة وغيرهم الكثير.
This is just so sickening. I mean, your kids grow up basically just being told on TV, on their kids show, the Jews, they kill innocent children, they kill this and that, and all of our best friends, they will be killed by those Jews because that's what they do. They're evil.
And think that this little girl, it'd be interesting to like follow her life, but I mean, based on this, you'd have to say it's most likely that she grows up like this, and now she's had 8 kids, and she's raised them all to be martyrs.
Uh-huh.
6 returned for a suspension of Israeli military action against Hamas members. Since that time, both sides have argued that the other has failed to keep its commitments under the ceasefire agreement. This video is airing on the Hamas-run television station, appearing while children are home on summer recess. The dialogue encourages parents to, quote, teach the children that their death will bring glory and victory.
Did you see they're using the Star of David as a dartboard?
Oh, yeah, I saw that earlier. Yeah, I saw that earlier.
The scenes depicted in the video, critics argue that Hamas has left no doubt about what it seeks to teach Palestinians or the future of the ceasefire.
This is the thing, right? On one hand, Israel tries to somehow make peace, and they're talking about, I mean, they are doing peace talks. 2008, I remember a speech by Netanyahu around 2009. I showed it on my last live stream about peace talks and how both sides need to recognize each other and need to recognize each other's right to live in the region and all of that. But at the same time, Hamas is just publishing this stuff and directly teaching parents and their kids to just kill the Jews, to fight, to sacrifice, to blow themselves up and all of that, because the Jews are evil. The Jews kill the innocent. The Jews do all of these horrible things. You know what's funny? I don't like Cenk Uygur. I think the guy is annoying as hell.
If we seek peace between Palestinians and
Israel... When I saw this video, which is from his old slides, and I laughed at this whole thing. Let's see.
Sorry. Farfour is dead. Poor Farfour. Farfour, of course, was the Mickey Mouse-like character on Hamas TV. It's actually Al-Aqsa TV. It's run by Hamas in the Palestinian territories. He was a lovable little character. He looked a lot like Mickey Mouse, had a high-pitched voice, and he said such things as, "You and I are laying the foundations for a world led by Islamists. We will return the Islamic community to its former greatness and liberate Jerusalem. God willing, liberate Iraq, God willing, and liberate all the countries of the Muslims invaded by the murderers." And then he would pretend that he was shooting an AK-47 and throwing hand grenades. Come on, that's awesome. He's like, okay, we will liberate all the Muslims' land from the invaders and the murderers, and we will do it with AK-47. Come on, how's that not comical? Really sad news. Farfour's dead. Now you might think, oh, they canceled the show. No, that's not how they roll on Al-Aqsa TV. Okay, no, he was killed during an episode. How was he killed? He was beaten to death by an Israeli who was looking to buy his land. Dude, they brought a guy out, an actor out, and beat the Mickey Mouse character to death on a children's show. Okay? And then this teen presenter comes out, and Farfour, as he's dying, calls the Israeli a terrorist. It's like, no, you terrorist! Okay. And then Sarah, this teenager, comes out and explains what happened to Farfour. And she says, Farfour was martyred while defending his land. He was killed by the killers of children. Only on Al-Aqsa TV, man.
I guess Cenk Uygur was funny back then.
Yeah, I didn't know. I had no idea that he could be funny. Every time I've ever clicked on him, he's always going. And I'm like, what the heck? Why am I watching this?
Yeah. It is really, really strange. Oh, here. Okay. Here is something that is apparently a successor to that, to what we have seen. And this is actually very recent. So Memory TV published this. Pioneers of Tomorrow.
2022.
2022. See?
They're still going strong. Alexa TV still going strong then.
Yes, yes. The thing is, officially, the show that we just watched with Farfour and all of that, so it is called Pioneers of Tomorrow, and it says everywhere that it was over in 2009. But here we once again have, under the same title, a show ongoing in 2022, and it reports, and
it's weird.
Reports on it.
It's weird they get to do all this from a prison.
Yeah.
Yeah. Open air prison.
Open air prison, worst place to live.
World's largest open air prison. They're sitting there making these shows.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
شو بتعرفي عن المسجد الأقصى؟
إنه عاصمة فلسطين، لازم إحنا ندافع عن القدس ونخليش اليهود يهدمها.
يعني إحنا لازم نقاتل اليهود وما نخلي اليهود يخشوا على الأقصى. وأنت بتحبي الأقصى ولا بتحبي بابا أكتر؟
بحب الأقصى.
See, it's still ongoing. This is not just something that was taught back then and is now over. This is still ongoing. Still this weird character with a voice similar to Farfour or Al-Dawa.
We're proud of that.
Still telling these kids that their whole existence is about fighting and taking Al-Aqsa back from the Jews. And
by the way, if people who are watching don't know the situation, how insane this is, Muslims have their mosque. It's Al-Aqsa Mosque. They go there, they pray there, they preach messages there. And somehow it's like this obsession. Oh, we have to rescue Al-Aqsa because the Jews are going to want to take it at some point. So we have to preemptively rescue Al-Aqsa from them by destroying them all, or they're going to take it. They've been saying for decades, the Jews are going to run up there and take Al-Aqsa Mosque, which we still, have our services in and so on. Anyway, weird stuff.
I'm wondering what this caption here said. Makanat al-Masjid al-Aqsa.
It says, Darka Muhammad Jihad, Allah Jihad Muhammad.
In the Atfal, something about the mosque.
Who is this? Who's this
kids.
dork? What? Look at this dork character, man. What happened to the mouse? I know the mouse died, man.
Hey, wait a minute. This looks like
the mouse was way cooler.
This reminds me of two characters. One of them is Blippi.
Oh yeah, I've seen Blippi.
One of them is Blippi. This reminds me of Blippi here.
My kid was watching Blippi, and I'm like, I don't trust this dude. I'm just looking at him. I don't trust him.
What is Blippi? Yeah, our kid loves Blippi, and then the other is actually Bob the Builder. That's what he reminds me of. Bob
the Christian apologist.
Yeah, not the Christian apologist, but the one that the Christian apologist stole his name from.
Or did the cartoon steal it from the Christian apologist?
Probably, most likely. Actually, that's the most likely explanation.
ولو احنا مشينا بشرائع الدين وتمسكنا بالدين وكنا أمة واحدة وصلينا الفجر في المسجد واتبعنا الشرائع الدينية أكيد هتتحرر فلسطين، صح ولا لا؟
بالتأكيد. يعني أول حاجة يجب علينا إيش؟ نلتزم بطاعة الله عز وجل والصلاة في المسجد ونلجأ إلى الله عز وجل.
It says place of the mosque Al-Aqsa by children.
علينا بالدعاء، صح ولا لا؟
صحيح.
وأيضا الجهاد
في سبيل الله. الجهاد هو إيش يا فكور؟ هو سلام الإسلام.
طيب أهمين وإحنا لازم نعرف حبايبنا.
So what they are teaching here is we have to be good Muslims. We have to obey Allah. We have to pray. We have to do all of these things. And what do we then have to do? We have to do jihad. We have to fight for Allah to take back Al-Aqsa because this is more important than anything. It's more important than our parents. It's more important than our own lives. This is how it is.
True.
أيضا إنه اليهود المجرمين قاعدين بخططوا وبيعملوا أنفاق من تحت إيش المسجد الأقصى المبارك عشان.
It literally says the criminal Jews. Like that's what they are saying.
There's that saying that keeps coming up that. Tell me what you're accusing the Jews of doing, and I'll tell you what you're doing. It's like these are the world champion tunnel diggers of the universe, right? And constantly digging out tunnels to attack the Jews. And so what do they accuse the Jews of? They're digging tunnels. They're digging tunnels. When what they're actually doing is archaeological excavations in the area, because it's probably the coolest area in the world to do archaeological excavations and so on.
Yeah.
But anytime they're digging around any of there, looking for old tunnels and stuff, you see, they're trying to dig under the Al-Aqsa Mosque to let the earth swallow it up. Guys, for the 487 millionth time, if Israel decided to destroy Al-Aqsa Mosque right now, it could be gone in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
They don't need to dig tunnels. What are you talking? They don't need to secretly dig up in. What are you talking about, man? They could drop one bomb. They could even say it's an accident. They could even say Hamas did it or something like that. If they could come up with a million different ways to destroy that mosque. That mosque is still there because they're not trying to destroy it, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what's so funny? People often say, the Muslim side, others, they often say, Israel can just do whatever they want. They do whatever they want because they know the West is on their side, the world is on their side. And then you see that Israel actually doesn't do many of the things that they think Israel would do if they could. So there is a clear contradiction, a clear contradiction here. So can Israel really do whatever they want to do? Or not? if they can do anything they want to do, but they are not doing the worst things like eradicating the entire Palestinian population or destroying the Al-Aqsa, does that mean that they are not actually that bad? Not sure. Not sure what it says. One thing is for sure, it's all the fault of the Jews.
ايش يسووا؟ نسيت ايش بدهم يعملوا. الهي بدهم يحطوا بدل قبة الصخرة الهي ايش اسمه؟
هيكل المزعوم. انت الحفريات
They want to build a false temple. Oh, that's what they're saying. The Jews have this, the criminal Jews have this secret plan of building the false temple in place of the Al-Aqsa, which is what is supposed to be there. That's what they want to do. We cannot allow them to do that, children.
هذا اللي تحت المسجد الأقصى هيجي يوم ما راح يضل شيء تحت المسجد الأقصى والمسجد الأقصى.
طب هم ايش بدهم يسووا؟
With all of the digging under Al-Aqsa, there will be nothing left, and then it will just fall down. That's the great logic. You know?
What's crazy is like you can at least understand appealing to kids this way, right? Like kids really simplistic think, oh, the Jews are digging tunnels under the mosque so that the mosque just gets swallowed up by the earth and collapses. And the kids go, oh, but like it's adults who believe this. And they're telling it to kids.
There's no difference between adults and kids here. This is basically what the adults probably believe too. So, you know, that's bad.
بدهم يعرفوا ايش هم مخططهم الكيان الصهيوني ايش بده يسوي؟
بدهم يحطوا يعني زي ما بيسموا او هيكل سليمان المزعوم كما قلتهم يعني. طبعا هذا الشغله ناكد غير صحيح او ما له وجود اصلا يعني.
The temple never existed. And it will never be built. They want to build this false temple. It never existed and will never be built.
وما راح ينحط كمان طول ما احنا موجودين وفلسطين موجودة والأقصى موجودين.
So they're not just they're not only demonizing the Jews completely. They are also doing like active historical revisionism. They lie about the history. They lie about the religion. They lie about all of this, and this is what they teach their children. They lie about all of the historical knowledge that humanity has just to brainwash the kids into hating the Zionists, hating the Jews, and, you know, fighting for Hamas.
Powerful.
The temple never existed. That's
never,
what they...
never. we don't. I mean, it's multiple temples. It's multiple temples because the Babylonians destroyed one, and then they rebuilt it. And then that one got knocked down to build the for Herod to build one. So multiple temples there. And nope, it was always just Dome of the Rock and Al-Aqsa Mosque.
And this is not even a religious claim. This is history. We know it's history. And they are actively just lying about this to teach the kids to hate the Jews.
And guys, I mean, think about it. There's even according to it, there's a reason this is post during the time of Muhammad, that's post the destruction of the temple, but there's still a reason there's a big temple mount there. Even after it's been destroyed, there's still a reason there's a big temple mount there. You can still see it. It's still there. They had something there. What did they have there? What did the Jews have there that we could actually, check records of somehow?
Nothing. The Jews had nothing.
There was nothing there. It was just there was nothing. They just
nothing.
They built this big area for something, but there was nothing.
There was nothing. It was always Muslims, always Palestinians. Why would Jews have anything? Jews have nothing. By the way, Farfour made a super chat. Farfour made a super chat and said, "Can't get rid of me that easily." When we're proud of that. Can't get rid of me that easily, and we're proud of that.
We're proud of that.
Very, very nice. Very good one. Very well done.
And hey, we should actually dub that entire scene between Farfour and the other guy where you're you and then it's you versus Ali Dawa.
Mickey Mouse also made a super chat. Thank you, Mickey. It's Mickey. It said, "Inshallah, my cousin Ali Dawa and I will bring justice for Farfour." Man, this is getting out of hand.
Wow.
Yeah. It's Mickey said, "Rest in peace, Grandpa."
نحافظ عليه بدمنا وبصدورنا ان شاء رب العالمين
ان شاء الله.
وما ننساش ايضا عشان المسجد الاقصى وعشان ندافع من المسجد الاقصى إلنا سنوات نقاتل، شهداء ضحوا من اجل المسجد الاقصى ومن اجل فلسطين، صح ولا لا؟
صحيح.
وايضا
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, we have been doing this all the time. The Jews have nothing. They're nothing. Kevin James Johnson said, "Why is Farfur hitting the gritty on Grandpa?"
Hey, I just have to point out that kid in the middle's a little chubby. Not in a bad sense. It's good to have a little chubby kid there. But
no, that's a lie. He's living in a prison.
Yeah, how are they starving over there?
They are living in a prison. They have no food. There is no denying that Gaza is not the best place to live in the world, but the reality is actually that that food consumption and water consumption is not at terrible levels in Gaza. It's actually average, on par with the average Arab country, the average country in the region. So there is no extremely low standard of living, and Human Development Index places Gaza into the on medium, not even on low. They're like, I don't know, almost 100 countries that are worse than Gaza in terms of living standards, and that due to much of the resources in Gaza coming from international aid. I think 45% of Gazans are unemployed. Of the younger population, I think it goes up to 70% or something like that. So people are not working. People are getting stuff delivered all the time and living quite well. That's how it is. Sorry. That's the reality.
And anytime you guys want to take notes and compare notes from my West Virginia trailer park I grew up in and your town in Gaza, I'm game. Oh, but David, you're not getting blown up. Well, we would have if we went around like launching terrorist attacks.
Yeah. Let's see. Girl celebrates Hamas beast martyrdom. It's your wedding. This is the character that came after Farfur.
It's your wedding.
Hey.
What? That dude got a crazy Zabiba, man. That dude, you can't see him; he's turned away, but he's got an awesome Zabiba.
Jeez.
Yeah, see that?
That's disgusting, man.
These dudes all have zabanging Zabibas.
This is disgusting. The Zabiba, for those who don't know, is that mark on the forehead from rubbing your head on the ground when you want to pray and when you want to show everyone that you pray really, really hard because you are so devoted.
Hey, when you play shake your booty, you need to have make him with like this huge Zabiba.
I should. I have
giant
so far.
and constantly refer to it. And brothers and sisters, as you can see from the size of my Zabiba, that I am the most pious of all men, and you have to listen to me. Yes, you have to listen to me.
Look at this bee, though. It's like the most ridiculous bee I've seen.
That's a pretty stupid bee.
I mean, this looks like this was produced in the 80s or 90s or something, but this is the end of the the early 2000s. This is 2009, 2008 or whatever it said, and it's so poorly done, and everything, literally everything that happens is blamed on Israel. Everything that happens is blamed on the Jews. Anything in the plot is because of Israel.
They were doing CPR to start the heart of a bee. it would have been awesome. Clear. Clear.
Man, this is bad.
نقول لك يا نحول يعني مبارك يعني عرسك يا نحول. نحن لا نحسبه يعني موت لك يا نحول بل نحسبه عرس لك يا نحول.
Congratulations, Nahul, to your wedding. Congratulations on dying, Nahul.
And
made it.
And what's crazy is this girl is probably like, and yeah, my husband told me to say this. He's my fourth husband, because that's how we roll over here. Thanks to Muhammad.
Continues to divide.
Yeah. Let's see what else we have.
Palestinian Authority requests in the weekly broadcast of a Mickey Mouse-like puppet.
مش مبرر انه يغش في الامتحان.
طالب فرفور، انت عارف حالك يا فرفور ناجح ولا راسب؟ طبعا يا استاذ انا ناجح. طبعا انت يا فرفور راسب.
تكون زي الخوارزمي والرازي وابن سينا، بدكش تكون عالم ذره وعالم فضاء. بدنا نكون زي العلماء.
Oh yeah, he wants to be like the Muslim Brotherhood guys and like the terrorists. That's what he wants to be. That's what they teach you. That's what they teach you. Man.
Powerful
stuff. This is just
gotta love Hamas TV.
Absolutely. Hamas TV. Let's see what else is there. Another character here. So this is from when? 2010. Oh. Dear children, when we grow up, we will become martyrs, God willing.
It kind of seems like the same Dawa guy that we all know is doing the voices of all these characters.
We're proud of that. ولكن يسر ويا حبايبنا الأطفال في جميع أنحاء العالم.
All over the world, they are all over the world. They will liberate and celebrate. They will make everything better.
أنا من هولندا. هولندا واو. أهلا ومرحبا.
فين هولندا؟ فين هولندا يا عمو؟
يا أهلا ومرحبا بأهلنا بهولندا. طيب بس.
They're watching this from the Netherlands in 2010. I mean, I haven't thought of that aspect. It's not just kids that are right there in Gaza. It's a kid supposedly from Europe watching this show and learning to become a martyr, to fight and kill the Jews, the disbelievers, to fight for Islam, to do jihad. Meanwhile, while this is happening at home, the kid goes to school, and in school they're trying to teach the kid how to integrate, and they're like, so what can we do? Why are we not doing a great job at integrating these people in our society? Why are we failing them? What is really happening? Maybe this is all about us misunderstanding them. Maybe this is all about Islamophobia. Maybe we need to do a better job at understanding them and comforting them. But at home, the parents are letting them watch these shows where they learn to become terrorists, apparently.
Alla ska reda von europäischen Zusammenschluss, right?
Yes. What did you just say?
I said, all das Gerede von europäischen Zusammenschluss.
Where do you know these phrases, like these phrases from? That means all this talk of European
togetherness or something.
Togetherness, yeah.
لما نستشهد تفضل
يلا حيوها تزكوا معها يلا ويتوج دايما.
Yeah. Clap your hands, everybody, and everybody clap your hands.
La 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 la. La 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 la.
It was so wonderful. This child from Holland called in and she said we should all become martyrs. Let's clap. This is beautiful.
La 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 la. لما نستشهد من روح الجنة. لما نستشهد من روح الجنة.
People often don't understand the gravity of the situation, but I mean, imagine it's just generations of people, generations of kids in the Palestinian territories in Gaza, dying at very young ages, often dying by being, blowing themselves up, going and trying to kill the Jews and being killed while doing that, being in the middle of war zones, being in protests and being shot. But it's just generations of them, if it goes this way, just being raised as people who are supposed to become martyrs, because that's what you learn. That's your role in society. Your role is to grow up and become a martyr, to kill the Jews or die. It's just a factory of, of killers and people who die.
Yeah, we need to do a parody of this too, but with vocab as Prophet Muhammad and a suicide vest in it.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I think that'd be awesome if we're like, I'm in a rabbit costume and you're in a mouse costume and we're doing this kid show, but it's Prophet Muhammad running the entire thing. Oh, hey, yeah, Muhammad's Boom Boom Room Children's Edition. That'd be awesome.
Okay. 5 Nights at Farforce. this is, gosh. Marina Roman said,
oh,
la, 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 la.
That'd be an awesome one too. 5 Nights at Farforce.
Yeah.
لا تقول علينا صغار من هالعيشة زين أكبر من غير فلسطين شو يعني طفولة.
Don't say we are too small.
فلسطين شو العيشة صغار من هالعيشة زين أكبر من غير فلسطين شو يعني طفولة. من غير فلسطين شو يعني طفولة. لو يعطونا الدنيا وما لا متنسينا لا لا دمي كرمالا من غير فلسطين شو يعني طفولة. من غير فلسطين شو يعني طفولة.
That was Ellen.
I don't know if this is eye-opening enough for the average Western person to to see how kids in this society grow up, as opposed to how you grew up in the West, where you are just raised with the wonderful message of you're not young enough. This life, the situation, the Jews, it all made you grown up very fast, and you're ready to sacrifice yourself, your blood, to spill your blood for your land, for Islam and for Gaza, for Palestine, for Al-Aqsa.
Isn't it weird? Like if it were anyone else, regardless of situation, like if we somehow saw Ukrainian children's TV right now, and they were just training 6- and 7-year-olds to go on killing sprees and to want to die, killing Russia, whatever the situation you want, wherever it was in the entire world, people would generally see a problem with it until you get here. And I mean, it's a situation where, I mean, this is extremely messed up. And nope, you get a pass because it's Islam.
This is not, by the way, one thing I want to point out. This is not only limited to Gaza, not only limited to Palestinians, although I would say this is probably the worst, the most extreme that I have seen so far, even in the Muslim world. But this is not limited to, sentiments like these are not just limited to Palestinian territories. You can see, I don't know, even in Turkish culture, you from very early on, one of the most important things you learn is to, stand for your country, be proud, you're Turkish, and this matters more than everything else. Defend the flag and this and that, and Islam and all of that. You learn this stuff, but then it gets more extreme. If you go into Pakistani society, you can find, videos from Pakistan where they have competitions where kids just do these morbid poems and talk about how they dedicate their entire lives for Pakistan, and they would sacrifice themselves and all of that. You get stuff like that even from Indonesia, which is supposed to be very, very moderate in comparison to both of these examples. You get a lot of this stuff throughout the Muslim world. It's quite normal, but I have to say, have to be very honest here, this Al-Aqsa TV, this Gazan Hamas TV, is probably the worst I have seen of all of them. But yes, remember,
it's because you're weak.
This is not very uncommon in the Muslim world. I mean, sentiments that are close to this. Well. Let's see. What does this one say? Let's see. What would you like to share with us?
الحديث شريف.
A noble hadith.
يقول رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: لا تقوم الساعة حتى تقاتلوا اليهود. هم شرقي النهر وأنتم غربيه، حتى يقول الحجر والشجر يا مسلم يا عبد الله، تعال وراء يهودي فقاتله.
تشكر كثير يا سهيد.
So cute. Thank you. Thank you, Shahad. I'm going to share that with my daughter.
Yeah. The kid just called in and read the hadith, altered in a way, but the very same hadith that I bring up, that we bring up very often when we talk about this, that I brought up so many times now, because we are dealing with a Muslim Jew situation. The kid calls in on this kids show that everyone is watching, and with the cute baby voice says, I just want to read a hadith. I just want to read a hadith. The last hour would not come unless the Muslims will fight against the Jews, and the Muslims would kill them. And the Jews would hide behind a tree or a stone, and the tree or a stone would say, Muslim, servant of Allah, there is a Jew behind me, come and kill him.
And we're proud of that.
We're proud of that.
That's what happens here. So cute. So cute. This child is growing up so wonderfully. Is learning just the right things. Let's clap. What do you expect to come out of this society? Seriously, what exactly would you expect to emerge from such a society where such things are taught to kids all the time?
Well, all you have to do is look around the world and see what it produces. Awesome, nothing but awesome, wonderful, beautiful things. And a big pile of dead bodies.
It's the fault of the Jews. It's all the Jews.
The Jews did it.
Here's another video. Hamas Rabbit says Israelis go back to Switzerland. In 2008. Switzerland.
Die Schweiz.
سنحرر الأقصى من دنس الصهاينة المجرمين. أكيد. سنحرر يافا.
They always refer to the Jews as the criminal Jews. The evil Jews or the criminal Jews. That's always the way they refer to them.
That's brilliant. I mean, that's brilliant branding, by the way. When you can brand, your enemy, and especially if you brand your enemy in a way that will be reinforced in the future. So if you think like criminal Jews, criminal Jews, criminal Jews, criminal Jews, then when something happens, then you think, aha, it fits. You see, they are the criminal Jews.
Yeah, yeah. This reminds me of a thing that I studied a while ago, which is that people who are narcissistic, and especially who have a narcissistic personality disorder, often tend to give certain nicknames to people they don't like in order to kind of, you know.
Hey, Trump was the king of that.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, he was doing
crooked.
it all the time.
Matter of fact, I was speaking. I was at a conference, and I was one of the speakers. But someone was giving a presentation on having ideas stick in people's minds, and they went through the 2016 election stuff, where, you know, first it's Trump versus everyone else to get the nomination, and then but they put all the candidates up on the board, up on there, like the first that he was there going against for the primaries, and then of course in the campaign against Hillary Clinton. But they went through and said, hey, what do you remember about this person? What do you remember about that person? What was this person's message? No one could remember anything about anyone Trump went against. The first thing they remembered was what he labeled them. And so if you can actually, it's a brilliant thing if you can actually label your opponents and make their label the one that stands out in everyone's mind.
Yeah, yeah. It's a perfect way to, in your own mind, humiliate them, label them. It's to assert like dominance over them, or at least, you know, try to make them look the way that you see them to everyone else.
And like I said,
the kids here are directly taught that from childhood, like the criminal Jews. That's what you learn.
And like I said, if you give them a label that is inevitably going to be reinforced by something to where, oh, the label was correct, like the criminal Jews. Then when they launch a bomb on you, oh my goodness, they are that. But it was like, you know, labeling Hillary crooked Hillary. Oh, she's been a politician for a long time. You're always going to find stuff that someone did, that a politician did, that you'd say that's crooked or that's messed up. Same thing with like Lion Ted. You'll find something where you can say, oh, look, he did like, oh my goodness. And notice how brilliant this is. And this is how it ties into what you're talking about. Like when you label someone crooked Hillary, and then of course something comes up that she did something crooked, notice one, that's, oh, the label is correct. That reinforces the label, but it also reinforces you as the person who pointed that out, right? So you're right. They're what you said they are. This is it's brilliant stuff, man. But yeah, I know. They're starting early with kids.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So that's basically you are describing someone to everyone as, you know, criminal. Oh, you know, this one, that one is a criminal one. This is the criminal Jews. And as soon as you see them do something, it's like, oh, look, they said that person was criminal. And it's true. It's true.
He's right. He's so smart.
Yeah. How could he have known that? How could our parents have known this?
سنعود لفلسطين كل فلسطين سنعود لحيفا ويافا وعكا سنعود لتل الربيع
صاين المجرمين انهم ينسحبوا ويطلعوا من 48 صح ولا لا؟
السود.
طب وين بدهم يروحوا؟
What is happening?
Where will they go? Too bad.
قلت لي قبل قليل انهم يعني كانوا اصلا هم مش مكان هذا في مكان.
The video is glitching and it's very creepy.
They are from Switzerland.
They are from Switzerland. They can go back there.
Yeah,
the Jews are from Switzerland. They can go back. What's very what's funny about this is that Ashkenazi Jews, who are the ones that came from Europe or northern parts of Europe, are not even the majority of Israeli Jews. I think there are more Mizrahi Jews, so Jews from the Arab world, than there are Ashkenazi Jews. So this is completely wrong. But then Switzerland. Why Switzerland? I don't even get it. Why Switzerland? Why don't they say Germany or Poland or something? Why Switzerland? Man, this is so bizarre. So bizarre. Bizarre. Very, very bizarre. Very bizarre. It just gets more and more bizarre. Let's look at this bee here.
He looks mad.
This is the weirdest bee I've seen in my life. It's like a messed up, mad bee, an evil bee.
Yeah, they drew that weird because they've got like a smiley face on it, but the way they did the eyelashes, it makes it look like an angry forehead. And so, yeah, this is terrible, terrible character design.
Yeah.
الأقصى يا أحبابي حزين جدا. الأقصى أصدقائي أسير ومحاصر من قتلة الأطفال المجرمين. يجب علينا أن ننهض لكي ننتقم له من اليهود المجرمين.
The criminal Jews, the occupying Zionists.
Jews, occupying Zionists. Again, there are the labels.
المحتلين. يجب أن نحرر الأقصى. نعم، أتعلمين كيف سنحرره ونأخذ مفتاحه.
You've got the key. You literally.
Yeah. The key is recognize Israel and say, you know, we agree to disavow violence and terrorism and finally make peace. But no, you think the key is in taking all of the funds that you receive from the world and putting it all into luxury for your leaders or rockets for your fighters and shows like these for your kids. So good luck with that, man. Allah they will regain the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Inshallah, it will happen. Why is this happening?
I don't know.
Why is this? And the thing is, they're not just demonstrating it; they're actually abusing the cat.
Yeah, you actually grabbed the cat by the tail. What the heck?
Did you hear the cat? Did you hear that?
Yeah. In order to demonstrate, I'm going to beat this cat to death with a baseball bat.
This is so messed up. The cat actually did. It's actual abuse to demonstrate abuse. This reminds me of that one movie that they made, which was controversial, which everyone hated, rightly so, several years ago. It was called Cuties, I think, right? Which is a movie about these.
Yeah, that was Sneeko said. Sneeko said that was his favorite movie.
Oh yeah, about these little kids, these little girls who were over sexualized and were dancing in a sexualized way, and people were bashing that movie because it's like it promotes the over sexualization of men, of girls, men.
Like Islam.
Yeah, but the funny thing about that movie is the movie's point was apparently to criticize the over sexualization of little girls. But how do they do that? They criticize the over-sexualization of girls by dressing those girls up in over-sexualized ways and making them perform in sexual ways. This just reminds me of that. It's like, that's messed up. You know?
I'm going to stab this cat with a rusty screwdriver. He's kicking the cat. It's because of the Jews.
The Jews made me do this.
We're just going to have this long video of this guy kicking cats.
Look what the Jews made me do. The Jews make me abuse cats.
Ah!
What in the world, man? It's like, hey, okay, we're gonna shoot a scene where you are abusing cats. Should I actually do it? Yeah, go ahead. Just do whatever you want. Yeah, kick him.
Yeah, we don't have the special effects capabilities to make it look like you're abusing cats. So just do it.
Just do it. Just do whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
Do it.
Okay, yeah.
Do it.
Feel free to do whatever you want to the cat.
Do it. These guys have freaking tigers.
These are tigers, or are they lions? What is it? I can't tell.
Yeah, step in that cage, coward. Mess with that cat, coward.
He's actually throwing rocks, throwing stones at tigers.
Isn't this messed up? Because you're actually programming all these animals to hate bees.
What is that?
You're making these cats beophobic.
I think they're lions.
You look like lions to me, yeah. Or they're really good Palestinian children's TV costumes.
Probably. Looking at the bee and how professionally it is done, it almost looks like a real bee. I thought that was a real bee when I first saw it.
How hilarious would it be if like someone left the door open and that?
Okay, these are lions now. I can see, but how do they have lions? Do lions exist in?
It's also a pretty crap enclosure right there.
Yeah, but do lions exist anywhere there in the region? Is that like? Do they have lions there? I don't know. Or do they just get them because they have the money?
They got the money. They can buy them. They can buy them with those aid dollars.
Look at that.
Look at him waving his butt at the lion. Who makes a video of a bee poking its butt at a lion?
الذي فعلته يا نحول ألم تسمع بالحديث الشريف الذي قاله الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم يعني قال بما معناه يعني أنه دخلت امرأة النار في هرة حبستها فلا هي أطعمتها ولا هي تركتها تأكل من خشاش الأرض يا نحول.
Be nice to cats. Just kill Jews.
So okay, the moral of the whole story here is do not abuse cats.
Yeah,
do not abuse cats, because the prophet said that we should not abuse cats, and you could go to hell if you abuse cats. Therefore, in order to give you the moral of the story, we will now send in this bee-closed person and let them abuse cats for a while, so that you can see what you shouldn't do. Look at this. Look what I'm doing. I'm kicking this cat right now. Look.
Yeah.
But don't do that.
Yeah.
See, that's
and
bad.
And we want to illustrate don't eat pork. So we're going to show this bee eating a bunch of pork. And then we're going to say, see, don't do that. And then we want to say, don't chop down palm trees. And so we'll have this bee chopping down a bunch of palm trees so that this little kid can say, don't do that afterwards.
And by the way, none of this applies to Jews. To Jews, you can do whatever you want. Just don't do it to cats. Just so you know. There should be no misunderstanding.
هذا كان مصيرها وإن بقيت على هذا الحال فسيكون مصيرك مثلها يا نحول.
This is I'm wondering, like, how old is this child now?
Ich komm heraus. Hey, wait, every Jew on planet Earth? Wait, what?
Yeah,
I thought it was only Zionists.
Oh, this guy said back then that you should find the Jews everywhere in the world and kill them. So
enough warming up. Enough warming up.
For those who missed the context, this is the guy Fatih Hamad, who is a Hamas official and who is the director of the show that we are watching. He is the guy who directs the show with Farfour and these other characters. He makes kids shows. The very same guy who says, go out and kill the Jews. This was 2019. He says, all of you 7 million Palestinians abroad, enough of the warming up. You have Jews everywhere. You must attack every Jew on the planet. You must slaughter and kill them with Allah's help. So yeah, this guy is in charge of creating kids shows. This guy is in charge of making the shows for your kids, to teach your kids how to be proper people.
That's why I want training my kids.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how things work in these beautiful parts of the world where people only learn fantastic things. And if it wasn't for the Jews, life would be so good. And they could learn in peace to be martyrs and to kill and die. Pal watch another video. Hamas TV entertains children with rocket sounds. This is from 2014.
قلد لنا آخر صوت اللي هو صواريخنا إحنا.
صواريخ؟ صوت القصف. صوت القصف.
عشان نشجع ونعمل الحماس في قلوب المشاهدين.
To encourage our audience, our children, friends.
نعم.
وأصدقائنا الأطفال.
هلا ده صوت الصاروخ لما بيطلع من عندنا. الام 75
لما بيوصل عندهم.
تسمعوش؟ لا انا اسمعه يا عم محمد، انا اكون في الغيم اسمعه يلا.
Oh yeah, this is how you entertain the kids. How you entertain the kids? Make those sounds that those rockets make when we fire them, and when they reach the Jews and explode. Hey kids, listen to this. Wow, this is so much fun, so entertaining. This is amazing. Man. And one more. Hamas brainwashes children. There is no Israel, only Palestine. 2014.
شو عاصمة فلسطين؟ القدس.
جميل.
ايوه نزلي رجلك يلا.
هيا روان.
عشان ماما تشوفك. طيب وشو عاصمة المغرب؟ الرباط. وشو عاصمة الأردن؟ عمان. شو عاصمة العراق؟ بغداد. ومصر؟ القاهرة. طيب إسرائيل؟ فلسطين. شو فلسطين. إسرائيل فلسطين وبس.
See?
Okay.
Congratulations. This kid is wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
you're right. There is no Israel. There's only Palestine.
Well, if there is no Israel, what do you guys complain about all day, every day?
Yeah. No, that's the Zionist occupation. That's the Zionist occupation. That's what it is. There is no Israel. It's called the occupation forces. Yeah. That's what you get on TV for your kids in Gaza. This is what it looks like. Child abuse, mental child abuse. Why do I have 60 super chats? What? Am I supposed to read all of these super chats now? Like, what is this? Why am I supposed to read these super chats now? Terrible. I don't have time for this.
Do them rapid fire.
Just kidding. I will read all of them, even if it's like 200 super chats. Nicholas Rupert said, thank you. No, thank you. Sama Siaki said, thank you. No, didn't say anything, but made a super chat. Thank you. Beatrice said, late. It's obviously the atheist's fault. It was actually my headphones' fault. Actually, it was my fault. Spirit Sama said, is that Kim Iverson lady from the Hill pro-Palestine? She's always acting as if Israel is in the wrong. She is... I mean, she's on Rumble, not on YouTube, and does only, stuff in defense of Hamas and pro-Palestine, anti-Israel. So she's just trying to, I guess, cater to that audience. That's what I see. I don't know. The White Trash Panda said, what if that real leather strap was the friends we made along the way? How long will people talk about the leather strap, David?
Don't know.
Kevin James Johnson said,
I have to say though, we're the ones that popularized that.
Yes.
We turned that into this epic. I don't know if you want to call it a meme or whatever, but we let the cat out of the bag, or the strap, or the strap out of the anus, so to speak.
Wait a minute, I actually want to look at another video here, which is published by the Israeli Prime Minister's office from 7 years ago. I'm really wondering what they put out here, because they usually don't publish this stuff.
Look at the tandem shirtless bike ride. It's got a picture there.
How dare you insult Farfour? If I wasn't eating dates and doing tandem shirtless bike rides, I would be cursing you. Farfour, the Hamas terror mouse. Joshua Wooden said AP is cuffing as is the proof Allah is cursing you.
I was thinking the same thing years ago. AP, you'll recall Ali Dawa asking Muslims around the world to pray for us to get diseases. So
yeah.
Here you are coughing. So prayer answered.
You know what's funny? One day I went to the hospital and I said, and I posted a picture and I said, I had to go to the hospital. They don't know what, they don't know yet what's going on.
You see?
And bunch of Muslims started posting that, and Ali Dawa shared it too. That that it's a curse from Allah, and it's not even a joke. They actually say that this is a curse from Allah because of what I'm doing. I just got sick randomly. This is so stupid. That's the intellect.
I am the Palestinian child. My toys are the rock and the rifle.
My friend, do you know what the 48 lands are?
Haifa, Jaffa, Acre.
Correct, and Nazareth, and many more cities in these lands. The 48 lands are all ours and will return to us, right?
The official Palestinian Authority schools, the media, and mosques preach to kill Israelis just because they're Jews. And children emulate the murderous videos online.
Take along a rock and knife. Stab and strike in Hebron. Do not consent to the rule of the despicable.
This incitement comes directly from the Palestinian leadership.
We welcome every drop of blood spilled in Jerusalem. These attacks are individual acts of heroism, and I am proud of them.
The result
We're proud of that.
of this incitement is hundreds of terror attacks in the past few months. Dozens of Israelis were murdered in those terror attacks. About half of the terrorists are under the age of 18.
This is sickening. About half the terrorists are under the age of 18.
This incitement fuels terror and prevents peace.
ايش بتقولي لشباب الضفة؟
اطعم 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 اطعم.
Jeez, this is too much even for me. What? Why can't I just pause it on the final? This is it. This is it. Man. The Warp 1990 said, first of all, thank you both for everything you do. I don't want to completely derail the internet discussion. I have a question that's been bugging me as a Christian. Please explain Numbers 31, 15, 18. That's rather a question we could do for David's channel.
Yeah, you'd need to you're gonna have to do some serious looking into that. That's along the same lines as the show we did about 1 Samuel 15. So
oh, is that about the okay, yeah, okay, I see.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see. Yeah, we did a show on that, but we can talk about this stuff on David's channel one day. AKS99 said, is there anything more ironic than Muslims complaining about genocide and apartheid? Sheikh Boyardee said, a gift from your secret Santa just a little early. Thank you, Sheikh Boyardee. Thank you, great dictator. Thank you, I appreciate it. Strap on Pleasure Machine said, thanks for giving us Wood AP. David Wood, of course. The White Trash Panda said, I would have thought mice were haram. All right. Well, this is what you. This is sad, man. I don't even know. This is not even funny anymore. This is just sad.
yeah, I mean, think about the kind of parents that are raising this girl. They're raising her to attack Jews and then get shot when she's 10 years old or something.
I mean, I'm thinking of my own kids, my own children, and how when they do something very cute or a nice accomplishment, or they say something that is surprisingly advanced, then I find that so sweet, and I want to capture the moment of them saying something interesting over and over again. And the equivalent of that in here is, oh, look at that! Look at our little girl is emulating stabbing the Jews. Let's have that on camera. Let's capture that. Let's remember that forever. Let's share this online. Yeah. Wow, so cute.
Yeah, the other day I asked my 5-year-old son something, and he said, according to my calculations, and I just burst out laughing, which he obviously heard in some show or something like that. But he started off with, according to my calculations.
Yeah. Yeah. This is what the parents shared, probably because they thought, wow, this is amazing. Look, our child is doing this. We're so proud.
Yeah.
Share this with the world.
If my 5-year-old were saying, I'm going to stab, me like, crap, he got my genetics. I got to take him for some counseling.
I know. I would say, okay, we need to sit down and talk, and we need to figure out what's going on here. Where did this come from? And we probably need to get some help. But no, in this situation, it's like, wow, let's record this and put this on Facebook.
This is why I told you that it's not in the DSM anymore, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Diseases, Disorders, but what's called dissocial psychopathy, where you actually, people who aren't psychopaths can be in an environment or part of a group that trains them to act like a psychopath. because it's praised and valued in that community. And here you have a little kid being trained to act exactly like a psychopath.
Yeah. Here's something else. More brainwashing. More brainwashing. Palestinian children in the Gaza Strip carrying toy rifles participate in a summer camp organized by Hamas, 2013. Broadcast on Al-Aqsa TV, which belongs to Hamas.
إذن زهرات وأشبال في ريعان الطفولة وبأعمار الزهور يتمسكون بحق العودة في مخيمات جيل العودة، ناظرين جل أنظارهم نحو القدس ونحو فلسطين المحتلة، أمرنا فيهم بأن يحرروا أوطاننا ويحرروا فلسطين كامل.
Palestine, the entirety of Palestine. This is what they teach the kids. This is what they teach the kids. But yeah, of course, it's all because of Israel. Because of Israel. I'm sorry, but how can you see all of these things and then still conclude that, you know, if just Israel, you know, just, you know, treated them better, you know, if Israel didn't do all of these bad things, like, you know, looking out for their safety, then there would be peace forever.
Or why doesn't Israel want them to have their own fully functioning country right beside them?
Yeah. Why doesn't Israel want them to have their military?
Yeah. Why is Israel blockading them from getting loads of weapons from other countries?
And they're somehow still getting them. Man. That was one of the things of Netanyahu's speech, like many years back, where he's appealing to his own party and saying we must make steps toward recognizing the Palestinians as our neighbors and as, you know, people who live here, but we cannot ever accept that a Palestinian state will have its own military. It must be a demilitarized state. That's the only way we can live together. We can't possibly give them, you know, allow them to have a military next to us, because you see what happens. Dark, bad stuff. Charlie Oliveira said, please expand on Muhammad being criticized for his twisted stories he stole from pagans and other religions. I want to save references and verses. Thanks. We could make a show on that. I could write that down to have an episode on Muhammad being called out repeatedly on certain things he stole. If you have a few things on your mind that you want to just rapid fire, David, and go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's not just the pagans. The pagans were pointing it out, but that's over and over again in the Quran.
Yeah,
they called him the ear.
Yeah.
They called him the ear because he says whatever he believes, whatever he hears. Well, it's just interesting that Muhammad takes all these stories seriously and receives revelations about the Quran, but it's the pagans who are actually going, wait, what? We've heard that before.
Yeah,
those are fables. What are you talking about?
Stories of the old, stories.
Fables of the men of old, or tales of the ancients, depending on your translation.
Yeah. But we can go into that extensively. I referenced that kind of stuff in a video that I made a while ago, which was 10 facts everyone should know about Muhammad. I referenced Quran verses which allude to people accusing him of lying and of just retelling old stories. That could be a useful source. Black Lion said, I'm a new follower, AP. Welcome. Good to have you here. Sema Mskaki said, hi, David and AP. Tried to call into last show, but was talking to my GF. Do you see a connection between anti-realism and enemies to the West? By the way, you pronounce my name well. Keep up the great work. Oh, thank you, Sema Mskaki.
He's talking about me, not you.
No, it's me.
No, he called in when I was just on a different live stream.
I don't care. It's my channel. So
no, you don't know how to pronounce his name. I
know it. It's Msema.
I'm wondering what the question here means. Do you see a connection between anti-realism and enemies to the West? One, I'd have to know what you mean by anti-realism, because that means a bunch of different things. You can be anti-realist about the external world and so on, but you can. It's probably more common to be a moral anti-realist. So
that's what I thought it means, since it's talking about enemies to the West.
Yeah, I mean, there's metaphysical anti-realism and epistemological anti-realism and moral anti-realism and so on. That moral anti-realism would seem to be the most relevant here in terms of if you're a, you know, if a population starts absorbing moral anti-realism and not taking their moral claims seriously, then they might be less inclined to take a firm stand on issues and might just let others challenge all their moral claims. In other words, if someone like Daniel Hakikachu comes along and says, "Hey, it's okay to have sex with a 4-year-old," and you're a moral anti-realist and you just believe, you know, we've been trained to see certain things, you might not react to this with the same horror or something. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure what he's getting at here.
Yeah,
but I think you could definitely say that people in the West not taking morality seriously is a huge problem because now you have nothing with which to judge other people who are doing horrible things.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Pop. It's Mickey said, "Let's get crazy." It's Mickey.
We're proud of that.
The Oracle of Whimsy said, "I'm watching this with my head in a bong since October 7. WTF." Yeah.
Watching what? The shows we're watching or this live stream?
Maybe this live stream.
We haven't been going since October 7th.
We have been live since October 7th. Rick said, "Wait, Andalus wasn't a utopia? History books took liberties. Did they at least have the flying cars?" Yeah.
That would be a funny video. What the Andalusian paradise was like in the minds of Muslims, and then it's like some futuristic scene with flying cars and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
What it was actually like, something different.
It's Mickey's at Al-Dawa's cousin.
We're proud of that.
Spirits, some strong parallels to many in the Black community, like when they say they invented everything. Amil, I don't know. There are, of course, some revisionist voices here and there. Wouldn't be so. Not quite the same. Sid Dave said, "Their excuse is Mughal sect Baghdad. That is their excuse. All science books were lost. LOL. So-called golden age ended. All copy-paste." Yeah, that is one of those excuses. There are two interpretations to how the golden age ended, but I think the whole Mongol attack definitely did contribute to the decline of things. You know, because it was brutal. The Mongols were brutal, and they had no respect for the Islamic, the Islamic pride, the Islamic, I don't know, the general attitude of saying, we are righteous, we are we are on the true path. They thought, hey, shut up, we don't care. We are here to take your stuff and to kill if you don't give us your stuff.
Yeah, but then they eventually start converting to Islam, and you end up with them taking over the empire and stuff. So again, it's more like, oh yes, there have been setbacks in the Muslim world. Guess what? There are setbacks everywhere. There are setbacks in Europe, right? I mean, you heard of the bubonic plague. A third of the population drops dead. Everyone has this. Everyone has wars. Why is there no resilience in the Muslim community compared to anyone else in the world? Everyone else, yeah, okay, bad things happen, and you keep building and keep making progress anyway. And Islam is, oh, this thing happened 1,000 years ago, and we can never recover. I don't know. Seems weak to me. Seems weak.
You know what's so funny? The same people who keep talking about the whole Israel-Palestine conflict and say Israel stole the land, it's Jews, they don't belong here, they should go away, are the same people who are often very proud of Andalus, which is very strange because there in that situation you actually have a completely foreign population come into the land, into Iberia or Hispania or Spain, whatever you want to call it, invade it, take it over and establish their own rule and suppress the values and the people of the local population entirely for centuries and rule over them. But somehow that is seen as like a wonderful thing. That was great. It was wonderful. It was amazing. Of course, it wasn't amazing for the Christians. It wasn't amazing for the natives, the locals, because they did everything they could for centuries to fight back and take it all back. And once they did take it back, they made sure to kick all of them out and to say, we will never, ever again give this land away. We will now take care of it. But there is quite some irony there, isn't there? There's some hypocrisy there. Bread Nunset said, how come no Arabic number system on wall then? What are we talking about? Which one?
Don't know.
Which one? I don't know.
Might have been an earlier video.
You mean because of the videos, because of Arabic language, yeah. Mort said, Nick Crowley did a great video on this. I know, I saw his video and I wanted to go through it, but that guy is just, I can't watch that guy's videos, man. Do you know about Nick Crowley?
Nothing.
Nothing. You're nothing, bro. You're finished.
You're nothing. Hey, you should check your you should check a tweet that Black Angel sent you about Far 4.
I don't check tweets. Oh yeah, there it is. Nick Crowley. Nick Crowley. This guy here.
Officer.
He has this creepy narrative, which is just agonizing to listen to me. Some people like it. I don't know.
Before the show fades back to Sarah. And if that wasn't crazy enough, this is what she had to say about the outcome of that beating.
نعم أحبابنا الأطفال، لقد فقدنا أعز صديق لنا، فرفور. لقد استشهد فرفور وهو يدافع عن أرضه، يدافع عن أرض آبائه وأجداده. استشهد على أيدي المجرمين القتلة، قتلة الأطفال الأبرياء.
In a show made for preschoolers, they quite literally kill their most beloved character right before our eyes as he was literally beaten to death. It's easy to see the message they were going for with this episode, and I can imagine how effective it was at spreading Hamas's ideology, as just picture how traumatic it would be to watch this as a child, and watch as your favorite character is just...
Yeah, the guy is actually, addressing the right point.
he's being way too serious, though.
I know. The thing is, his
Let's discuss this calmly and soberly. That's what we're...
Because his whole channel is like these over sensationalized narrations of random things, like of dark, creepy, mysterious disappearances. Like sometimes it's like he's talking about the mysterious disappearance of this and that, and then you look it up and it's like not mysterious at all. It's like a random occurrence. But but that's basically his whole channel, and that's why it's a little bit cringy for me to listen to. But for those who like it, this guy did make a long video about this, 1 hour and 30 minutes, in which he went through the seasons of it to talk about the gist. And I don't know, I could sometime react to this as well. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Loaves of Bread said, indeed, Paul gets the name Deep Mouse. Did Frank Herbert know that God is a mouse? Allahu Akbar. That's funny. I don't know enough about this story. Do you?
What, Dune?
Yeah.
So Paul, he's the yeah, I didn't know Muad'Dib means mouse. I don't know. But they probably said that. I probably missed it. But yeah, and then Allah's a mouse because Akbar is the Hebrew for mouse. And so when Muslims say Allahu Akbar, we normally point this out in making fun of the claim that Muhammad is in Song of Solomon 5:16 because Mahmad sounds like Muhammad and therefore it's referring to Muhammad. Okay, well, if Mahmad is referring to Muhammad because it sounds like Muhammad, then Akbar is mouse in Hebrew and therefore Allah is a mouse. That's what Muslims around the world say. When they yell Allahu Akbar, they're saying Allah is a mouse.
Yeah. That's good. That's a solid interpretation.
Powerful stuff.
Powerful message. Bella said this is for CP. I don't know which CP you're referring to. I hope this is not the bad CP, but I guess you mean a Christian Prince. The other one is only for Dawa channels. But I don't know why you do this here, but thank you. Ori said, but Elon Musk said on Lex Friedman's podcast that Israel should treat them with kindness as a response to the 7th of October massacre. How can someone be so naive? LOL. I saw that they had a chat, and it was once again during the conversation, Lex Friedman came with this cliche.
But all religions teach love.
How about love? Why don't we just try love? And I don't know what exactly happened there. But
yeah. It's the same thing over and over again. You get these guys who live in a bubble, and keep in mind, if you were in a position where, like Jordan Peterson, you get to spend your life in the world of academia and so on, or you're like Elon Musk and you're the richest man in the world and so on. You're Lex, he's obviously very, very well to do. It's very easy in those kind of environments where you're not in constant threat of being murdered and so on, and you don't have to deal with people trying to slaughter you and so on. And the worst thing you encounter is people, heckling you or saying something mean to you or something like that. It's very easy to say in those kinds of situations, "Oh, well, we'll just get a pen pal. That'll solve it. Hey, that's easy." Or just say, "Hey, guys, don't all religions teach love?" No, I've never read the Quran. Why would I read the Quran? Why would I read the Quran? I've never read the Quran, but I know if I go there, it's going to be all about love. It's just going to say, "Hey, love everyone." And so let's just focus on that. Let's focus on love. Very easy for people to say that, and treat them with kindness. Hey, if they're blowing you up, treat them with kindness. Their hearts will melt and they'll stop.
How about no?
Yeah, very easy to say that kind of stuff. And sadly, it's a problem where you have you eventually get politicians who have the same stupid ideas, and they start making policies based on their ideas, their dumb ideas. Like for a while, it was the idea. It was standard. This is before your time, AP. But if you go back to 2008, 2009, 2010, it was standard back then to believe that Muslims are only angry at the West because they feel like they've been disrespected by the West. And therefore, if you just make a clean slate, apologize to them, show them how much you respect their prophet, their hearts will melt and everything will get better. And so you had Obama goes over there with the Cairo speech, the absolute best speech anyone could possibly give, if that theory is correct, and their hearts are going to melt. So he gave his speech, said, "Hey, we're going to get on a new start here. Sorry for all the wrongs that we've done to you in the past. We love your prophet. Peace be upon him." What do you get after that? Freaking ISIS. Their hearts did not melt.
Oh, maybe they just didn't do it the right way. Oh, that's why.
Yeah, you have to grovel even more, and then their hearts will melt.
Yeah.
How about no? I don't buy your Ella.
Yeah. Hey, Eli.
It's Eli Shamoun giving you a big pile of money.
Thank you, Eli. I appreciate it very, very much. Love you both. Said thank you. Thank you. Very, very much appreciated.
First time I ever saw Eli, he came to a debate I was at, and he walked up to me and he handed me a wad of cash. He just hands out cash all the time. He walked up to me and said, "Hey," and handed me a pile of cash.
Well, it's very nice, very helpful. I really appreciate it. I mean, this is very heartwarming, which David wouldn't understand. But sorry, I had to do that, David. But very helpful, very nice contribution. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Always do. Not even the Jews give me this much money. Right? Not even the Jews.
Yeah. Not even Mossad tosses cash at AP.
Mossad, what is happening? Like, I made so much content about Jews. Where's the money? Where's my money, Mossad?
Give me the money, Mossad.
Joshua Wooden said, "What's harder than showing proof to an atheist is showing proof against Islam. They still say this is the proof. Cameron's last video was about Chris Harris quote, and atheists demanded the source for David Wood. Atheists are the smartest people in the world, and atheism is the only true religion. So careful how you talk here." Moo said, "Muslims post videos of Jews saying they are superior race and Gentiles are scum as justification for Palestinians acting like this. Thoughts? AP, can you do an interview with Musab Hassan Yusuf?" Jews saying, if you find a few Jews here and there saying some awful things, especially from certain sects and groups, and that is somehow comparable to Muslim authorities or Palestinian authorities saying all kinds of horrible things officially. I don't think that's comparable. If you want to go with that, that's not very honest from them, from the Muslims. But the comparison to that is, you see it right here. We just went through a TV show for kids created by Hamas, the government in Gaza, the government, teaching them to become martyrs, to kill the Zionists. In fact, let's watch this one again here.
ليش غشيت؟
من هذه يا معلم، لأنه اليهود هدموا دارنا، ولما هدموا دارنا اليهود
I cheated because the Jews, they destroyed my house and my notebook got lost because of the Jews. That's why. It's not the dog ate my homework, it's the Jews destroyed my homework. That's what. So messed up. There was another video here. What was that?
The Jews did it, and the sheep ate those pages of the Quran.
The Jews keep doing it. Why would they do this all the time?
The Jews trained that sheep to eat the Quran.
Where is it? Boy recites poem on Palestinian TV, on PA TV, children program, to war that will destroy the Zionist soul. This is not even from Hamas. This is from Palestinian Authority, which includes West Bank.
أنا اسمي فلسطيني، نقشت اسمي على كل الميادين، صلاح الدين في أعماق أعماقي يناديني، وكل عروبتي للثأر للتحرير تدعوني، وآلاف من الأسرى وآلاف المساجين تنادي الأمة الكبرى وتهتف في الملايين، تقول لهم إلى القدس إليها قبل تأبيني، إلى حرب تدق الظلم تزرق روح صهيوني ونرفع في.
This kid actually spends his childhood memorizing this stuff.
To war that will smash the oppression and destroy the Zionists' soul.
And people look, at the end of the day, people wonder why does Israel respond so brutally?
Yeah,
it's like, what do you do? What do you do with this besides just crush it? You know what I mean? Like, what can you do besides doing your best to make sure people realize you're not getting your way on this. You're not getting the land. You're not getting the land. It's not going to happen. Stop it.
صهيوني ونرفع في سماء الكون علامة فلسطيني فلسطيني فلسطيني.
Yay! Yay!
We raised such a wonderful killer, such a wonderful.
We live in a fantasy land. We're going to spend our entire lives whining about a piece of land that we can't have anymore. Yay!
I just imagine growing up in this family as a kid, being raised by your parents, and they're like, "Hey, I'm going to go to this event," and you say, "I'm going to go to this event and I'm going to read this poem. I'm preparing it right now. It goes like this: I will kill the Zionists. I will fight for Palestine." And your parents are like, "Wow, that's awesome! That's amazing! Practice so we can be proud of you. We will be there and watching you. We will be there. We will be watching you, and we will clap for you. We will be so happy with you. We will be so proud of you."
We're proud of that.
That's the society. That's the society. That's the society. Let's see. Aladdin said, Aladdin Dawa said, Apostate Prophet, I am Palestinian, and I challenged so many times. If have the balls with David Wood to discuss with me about the Christian Jew jihad against Palestinian now. No.
Yeah, Aladdin. I mean, it's kind of a rule. I don't know. I know this is. I'll break it down for the 700th time. We understand it's very popular in your community. Hey, everyone's scared of me. Oh, you scum! Why don't you debate me? Face me, you losers! Ah, you're tower. When we see that, we're like, this is not a person we want to interact with.
Yeah.
All right. So
definitely
if you want, yeah, you should try it. Hey guys, I'm interested in having a discussion on this topic. Why don't we set something up and we can hear some dissenting voices and we can discuss it. But I mean, at the end of the day, notice we're interacting with the claims left and right. Right. We're going through it. We're going through video after video after video after video after video since October 7th, going through various people's perspectives. So, I mean, we sit there and watch people's entire videos and stuff where they're laying out their points.
Seriously, if you came to me and said, "Hey, you know, I have lots of disagreements with you. I don't like what you do, but I think we can have a good discussion, a good debate. I think I could really change your mind. Maybe you could change mine, something like that. I don't know. If you had a reasonable approach, the way humans talk in civilized societies, I would say, okay, hey, you know what? Sounds interesting. Maybe I would say that. But if you come to me and you're like, I will humiliate you, I would say, shut up and go away.
Yeah, the point is when you post a message, we know what to expect. It's not going to be. It's just going to be chest thumping and insults. We're not interested.
This is not your suicide bombing square. This is not where you do that.
Yeah, and guess what? Guess what, Aladdin? Don't come back tomorrow and say, "Oh, guys, hey, I would like to have a nice conversation with you," because we already know that would just be a show, so that you can get on and then, "Ha ha, me strong than you, me tower strong." Like, goodness, what a freaking joke.
Yeah. Plus, you're talking about balls already here. I'm not sure how balls.
Balls! The eyes of the leather strap of the anus. It's true.
So, my only response to you, Aladdin, and the only Aladdin I respect is the one from the Sacha Baron Cohen movie, The Dictator. But my only message to you here is,
get the hell out of here.
Okay. All right. Let's see. What's next? Let's see. Francis Boyer said, here's my shekels. I mean gift. I mean no snabber too late. Farfur has no pen pal. And David made me say, no, I don't buy your Allah. I don't buy your Allah.
Dude, your impression of Jordan Peterson it's getting to the point where if I were listening and I just heard you, I'd be like, is that Jordan Peterson?
I know. I'm practicing day and night in front of a mirror obsessively. That's what I do. That's how I spent my whole day. Today I spent like 5 or 6 hours just in front of the mirror practicing my Jordan Peterson impression. I'm trying to become the best.
How about no?
Bravo. That was very good impression.
Bravo, grazie.
Bravo.
Grazie.
Sid Dave said, whenever a Muslim gets a good idea, it's time for prayer, and by the time he's done, the idea is forgotten. No wonder they don't invent anything. Yeah, this is a very big stereotype, very Islamophobic. Never say this again.
It's pretty racist, yeah. And I'll say to you, Sid Dave, just look at the mountain of Nobel Prizes won by the Muslim community in areas of medicine and so on.
Have some shame.
Yeah.
Look at that list. Look at
that mountain of Nobel Prizes.
Be ashamed.
You seriously think a quarter of the world's population isn't producing even more than every other group, especially when they have the final book of the final prophet and they've got the wisdom and they've got the haq and they've got the hikmah? You don't think this group is going to be the most productive group in the world?
How dare you?
It's racist.
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. It's Mickey said the Jew didn't hold back.
She's talking about the mouse.
Yeah, the one
killing the mouse.
Killing the mouse. That's the best. That's the best. That's the best. Bella said the Palestinians are a beautiful race of people. It's not really a race.
They're not a race.
Yeah. Yeah. A radical moderate said 2009. If a child was 6, they would be 23, 24 now. They probably are not 23, 24 anymore. Prime fighting age. This is multi-generational. Yeah. Sid Dave said, I think Palestine should be created once a Palestinian wins a Nobel Prize in physics and medicine, etc. I think that would motivate Palestinians.
There you go. Say, hey, we'll give you a Palestinian state right after you sweep the Nobel Prizes.
But not a peace Nobel Prize, just a...
Yeah, that one doesn't count. It's the rest of them.
Yeah. Search one for kids, Islam for children. I don't even want to know. What is that?
I would be nervous, especially if it was like Daniel Hakikacho. Hey, check out One for Kids, everyone. I'm like, wait, what? Not going there, you freaking pervert. Guys, check out my new set. One for 11-month-olds. One for toddlers. One for marrying children. One for child marriage.
What is this now? Let's see. Wait, did you guys see the video of Lebanese Muslims running toward the Israeli border and trying to climb the wall to get in and do God knows what after 7/10? I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that yet. No, I've seen too much. Hamas rabbi sued vows to kill and eat the Danes because of Muhammad cartoons. What? 2008. Let's see.
طيب أماني يعني أنت رأيتي الهجمة التي يشنها الغرب على الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم. نعم أكيد كلنا سوف نقاطع المنتجات الأمريكية وأيضا
Palestine's boycotting products
يا أماني
لو نحاربهم
that they're getting for free.
صدوا على رسول الله
إن شاء الله حنقتلهم صح ولا لا؟
بإذنه تعالى
حنعضهم وناكلهم صح ولا لا؟
What in the world?
I'll eat them like a carrot.
It's a rabbit. It's just a rabbit. We can fight them because they curse Allah's messenger. Inshallah, inshallah. And this girl also said, with the will of Allah, we will do that with the permission of Allah. We will kill them. We will bite and eat them with the permission of Allah. This is a kids show. A kids show. Kids show. Lucid said Chunk Uyghur, aka Chunky Yogurt, is a hypocrite. He hates the PKK but makes excuses for the Palis. He named his company after a group who did a real genocide. I think for a very long time he also denied that the Armenian genocide happened, which is a very popular, overwhelmingly popular Turkish view to hold. But then he changed his view a little bit and said, okay, maybe it did happen. So yeah, that's
maybe the Holocaust happened too.
Oh, I don't know about that. Kool-Aid Man Kill said, hey, isn't that Muhammad, since the Hebrew word is mouse? Yeah. Yes.
Yep. Yes. Yeah, they should name him Muhammad the Mouse.
Yeah. So Dave said, I saw the Marvels movie. I had all kinds of Islamic propaganda.
No, it's Akbar that is mouse.
Yeah. Which the Islamic Shahada recited multiple times in one scene. Don't support the movie. Don't.
Oh, really? Now I want to see it to see what they say.
I want to see it too. Joey C said the West is naive of Islam. The hatred for Jews shows. Ben Shapiro has facts. The next trend is here. The West is ignorant and it's alarming. Walking in Germany footsteps. Thanks for your work. I know it's really bad. It's not as bad as that yet, but it is really bad. There are
when you look at how bad things get and how quickly, then you got to be thinking, okay, if it's this bad right now, what's it like 5 years from now?
Sanke said this is fake Zionist propaganda. It was actually from Hamas. It would have Islamic content, but Mickey hasn't once mentioned the leather strip of the anus.
Fair point. Fair point.
Mickey said, Farfur, you're alive. Praise Allah. God said, come, let us rebuild the Lord's temple. Okay, let's do it. Sid Dave said, why are Jews openly coming out and refuting Islamic doctrines like Abraham traveling to Mecca and appropriation of Jewish? I think, not openly coming out. It's because very often Jews don't care about Islam.
Yeah, they probably aren't even aware of it. That's usually there aren't a lot of Jews dealing with the Dawa guys consistently.
They don't care about Islam.
There's only a few of us who actually have to interact with that. Your average person, your average Jew, your average Christian, your average atheist say no clue that they even say things. What?
David just admitted that we are Jews. He just said there are not many Jews who engage with Dawa and do all of that. There are only a few of us.
Yeah, it literally says 2.7% Jewish right on the screen. My people generally do not know a lot about what the Dawah guys teach. But yeah, your average person probably has no clue. Like, if has no clue that there are Dawah guys who believe that Abraham went to Mecca and built the Kaaba and so on.
Yeah, the average Jew doesn't care. Jews usually don't care about Islam. They don't care about refuting Islam. They don't care about the religious aspect of it. Israel, the state of Israel, doesn't talk about or care about or engage with Islamic stuff at all. Israeli officials don't want to engage with it because they don't want to turn it into a religious thing even more openly and blatantly. Although they are aware that much of the hate against them is Islamically motivated. So that's why we are here. That's why we are here. That's why we are being
here for.
That's why we are being paid by the Jews to do all of the work.
We're on a mission from God.
Yeah. We can't be Jews because it's Sabbath right now and we are here sitting and working. So, yeah. Jack Ray said, next ham-ass show title, Mickey and the Musketeers. Interesting idea. Fujita said, hey, David and AP, I love you guys. If I want to study Sunni Hadith, where should I start?
One, you have to figure out, do you actually want to sit down and like read all of Bukhari or something like that? If not, I would recommend studying topically. Like, unfortunately, the hadiths are arranged topically. So if you go to like Sahih al-Bukhari, volume 4, you get all the jihad passages and so on. So you can go to different volumes and, oh, here's the section on women, here's the section on this and the section on that. So yeah, I would say if you want to start where it's relevant, their favorite two collections are Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. And if you're not going to read straight through it and you're interested in topic, I would say pick a topic you're interested in and go to that volume.
You know, one thing that I can recommend, which I never really mentioned or talked about, and which is not very much known, is this book that I got a while ago. It is a collection of mutawatir, mass-transmitted hadith, with
does that say
authentic?
Does that say by Dawah?
Yeah,
is that a name?
Dawah.
Is
Yeah,
that
Dawah?
Is that saying this is about Dawah, or is a guy literally named Dawah?
I think it's a place or an organization or something. Collection by the Ministry of Islamic Affairs, endowments for Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, but some people just put this together and just called the place Dawah. But the point is, so the book is a collection of mass-transmitted hadiths, which are transmitted by multiple sources, which are therefore Islamically considered to be the most reliable forms of hadiths. And I think there are a total of 322 hadiths in here. These are all the affirmed ones, and there are no repetitions as far as I remember. So instead of jumping into the huge volumes of hadith books, you could get something like this and have the most important and the most Islamically reliable hadiths directly here in front of you, read them. Or you could just get something like this. I have this other Sahih Bukhari in just one book with repetitions removed.
Yeah, and that's something common as well. So Bukhari's 9 volumes, but yeah, back in the day they had the 2-volume edition, which is just taking out the repetitions, and then AP there has the 1-volume version of that, where yeah, as long as you take out the repetitions, you can fit it all into one book.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, you could go through it topically and pick out a topic you're interested in.
Yeah. But reading the hadith is actually very boring. I
have to say it's significantly less boring than reading the Quran.
Yeah, I only have the hadith books for reference if I want to look up things, or sometimes you go through certain parts of it. I don't think it's a very interesting thing to read, like, sit down and read from beginning to end. That's torture. Reading the Quran is also torture. You could say bigger torture, but yeah. Yeah, but thank you. Salt Light made a super chat. Thank you so much, Salt Light Woman. Moo said Muslims show video Jews saying they master race. I don't know about that. Salt Light Woman said made a super chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. The whole master race thing is not really a Jewish belief. That's not a common Jewish belief. That's not even what the chosen people idea is about at all. Nothing to do with that. Esther said, "What our kids taught."
Yeah, that's even in the Bible where God says, "Don't think that I chose you because you're better."
Yeah.
Right.
The belief as it is taught is that they are, so in rabbinic Judaism, the way it is taught is that they are they have a responsibility. You know, they are supposed to be an example. And you could say, okay, you know, I don't like that. I think that it's too self-centered, too arrogant. Okay, great, fantastic. Maybe I don't like it either. But the point is, there's no reason to misconstrue that. So the idea is they're supposed to be examples. They're supposed to act in the best way possible and actually have more responsibility than anybody else in front of God. So it's not about being superior. It's about being, you know, presenting a pattern. Esther 1446 said, "What our kids taught happens after they are martyred. Do they immediately get their virgins, or does their soul first need to show sign of maturity?" As Stanley Kikiji would say. The general idea is that everyone is the same age, or every man is the same age when you die.
Yeah, unless I don't know, Daniel might want all the girls to come back as 11-month-olds.
Yeah,
all the girls come back at the perfect age, 11-month-old.
But the idea is that you are all grown up when you go to the paradise, if you make it, and then you can have sex with your virgins forever, as it should be, because that's what everyone wants. The wolf, he said, it's not their hearts that are blind, it's that their eyes are the leather strap of the That's a very common phrase. It's not the heart, the eyes, but their heart that is blind, or the hearts that are blind. That's a good modification. Random OK said, "Oh, magnificent Caliph Ridwan, here is your jizya. I sold my sex slaves for a good price to a tall Oxford grad. Alhamdulillah." Good. Very, 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 very well done. Very well done. And I appreciate you, jizya.
Very tall Oxford grad.
Yeah.
I heard he's controversial, though.
Who could that be?
Don't know. He's controversial, Oxford grad.
Liar! You're a liar!
I appreciate it. By paying your jizya, you can make sure that you have the right to live and not to be killed under Islamic law, as it should be. Make Palestine Jewish again. This is so Islamophobic, man. So Islamophobic. Brent Nansen said, "Behind these kids are adults with beating sticks." True. Farfour said, "I'll be your pen pal, guys."
Sweet.
Mr. L, I just watched the movie The Green Prince about Mossab. You mentioned him before. I am Israeli and I never knew that story. I highly recommend the ending part. Tears to the letter straps of
That's actually a good idea. To anytime eyes are mentioned, you just replace it with the leather strap of the anus.
But this is good. It brought tears to the leather straps of my anus.
So it was time. It was time for bed. So I closed the leather strap of the anus.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, there is a documentary of that. I think The Green Prince, documentary of Mossab Hassan Yusuf's life. They were also working on a movie actually for that. Interesting. But yeah, the book is very heavy. The story is heavy. He finishes the book with a very sad note, but you should probably read it.
Yeah, the documentary is 1 hour and 40 minutes.
Oh yeah. Al-Mirtalik said, "I live in Israel, been seeing this genocide rhetoric from terrorists for years, yet we aren't believed. Media saying there is no evidence for this." Yeah. It's insane that this stuff is not reported more, right? People should know about this stuff. People should know about the Palestinian Mickey Mouse.
You can't. That would be Islamophobic.
True. Partial Act 17 Mirror said, "You see, David and AP are against children blowing themselves up. I bet they're also against Ohio's laws for abortion up until the moment of birth." Hey, don't bring abortion into this. This is a very, 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 very problematic discussion here.
Yeah, we don't deal with sensitive topics.
Apostate Muppet made a super chat. Thank you, Apostate Muppet. Thank you very much. partial act 17 mirrors said, in fairness, though, IDF is putting out some propaganda themselves, not nearly as bad as Hamas, obviously, but search for babies can't read the text in this video, but their parents can. I'm curious now. Of course, everyone puts out propaganda. Wait a minute, I remember that. Babies can't read. Oh, is that the one about babies being killed? I think that's the Israel foreign ministry published a video that based on that news report, which is that kids were killed and they can't read this now, or babies were killed and they can't read this now, but the parents can. This was in reference to the fighting. Let's see. Hug your baby. This is really messed up propaganda here. It is true. We know that your child cannot read this. An important message to tell you as parents. 40 infants were murdered in Israel. What a twist. The twist here, though. I know it's very heavy and very dark, but
yeah, it's kind of not.
And you
I don't even consider that propaganda.
But this is, I mean, everything is technically.
I mean, yes, in the generic sense of the term, but not in the horrible, not in the negative sense of the term.
But none of this is comparable to anything we have seen from Hamas right now. I mean, this is in no way comparable to what we just watched, is it? It's not. All this does is point out that babies were killed by Hamas.
And saying, hey, you understand how much you care about your baby, therefore understand that we will protect our kids.
Yeah.
And you've got the other side saying, no, we're going to send our kids to be killed.
Yeah. Slaughter them and kill them with Allah's help. I mean, this versus babies were killed, and we will defend our babies. I don't know. Diamond said, as a cat dad, that's the only good Muhammad preach. Yeah, Muhammad liked cats. That's why cats are popular among Muslims as well. He didn't like dogs very much.
Did not like dogs. Dogs gotta die.
He had a big problem with dogs. He had to kill them. Strap on Pleasure Machine said, I heard my name. Why are you stuttering?
Why stuttering?
Sanke said, if I torment a little pet, I ain't nothing to it. The Jews made me do it. If I stone a wild cat, ain't nothing to it. The Jews made me do it. Apostate Muppet said, I have known my GF for 4 months, and she says she's 8 months pregnant with my kid, and I saw the little strap of the anus. Do I need a lawyer? Yes. Most likely. Sid Dave said, it is sad how these people raise their children. It is scary how we have to share our beautiful planet with these monsters. This is very Islamophobic. They have no interest in advancing humanity, just creating fanatical theocracies. Very Islamophobic. Don't say that. Flames of Zoroaster said, love you both. Keep up the great work. Thank you. I appreciate that. Almert Alex said, free Anatolia from the Mediterranean to the Black Sea. Byzantium will be free. Inshallah, in the future, God willing. Sid Dave said, Muslims claim our Arab paganism was false. Yet those pagans got the Hajj, Ramadan, right? Something Jews and Christians did not. Islamic logic is weird. I know it's all.
Yeah, that's an ongoing issue with the. Hey, why do you guys do the same religious practices as the pagans of Mecca? And they say, that's because Abraham started those practices. And it's like, wait a minute. So for 2,000 years, they corrupted all the religion, all the beliefs. They corrupted all the beliefs, but they faithfully kept up all the practices for 2,000 years. I mean, over 2,000 years. That sounds insane.
No, it's because Islam it's the wisdom, the miracle of Islam. That's what it is. You just don't understand it. You don't get it. Hadith tomorrow. I know this chat here by Al Adonai is probably about the lettuce wrap of the anus hadith, but I just thought of a different hadith that I want to show once again from that scene. Spirit Sama said Christian think tank covers Numbers 31 thoroughly. If anyone is interested, type it in the search there. All right, all right. Count Bugus said genuinely heartbreaking. There is no good outcome here. They aren't able to speak out, and Israel is forced to retaliate. Meanwhile, Iran building nukes. Well, that's the world we live in. You know what the worst thing about nuclear war is?
I would guess all the people getting blown up.
That too, but the worst thing I would say is the people pronounce it as nuclear war.
Oh yeah. Well, that was the embarrassing thing. That goes back to Jimmy Carter. He'd say nuclear. And it's like, you're the president of the United States and you can't say the word nuclear.
Yeah.
Nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons.
Yeah, I would say that's worse than the
nuclear.
Like,
nuclear.
We get it. People are dying. People believe at least pronounce it properly.
I think George W. also pronounced it nuclear.
Oh yeah, that's terrible, man.
Nuclear.
That's horrible. That's the worst thing about nuclear war. The crafter said, would have been great for an appeal to debate AP. It's off topic, but this is all my only time to join. Yeah, we don't debate here. I don't know. By the way, speaking of debate, so the Daniel Kikachu thing, he challenged me to a debate on Israel, Palestine, and all
you
of that.
ran like a coward.
Then I said to him, I will do it if we also debate, is Islam true? And he said, I'm not interested. And then I laughed about it. I made fun of it a lot. But then the next day I woke up and I said, hey, James, how about tell him I'm making one more compromise? And I will debate with him the topic, did Hamas kill Israeli civilians on October 7? Because he's tweeting about this and he's claiming that they didn't target civilians, that the IDF themselves killed their own civilians. If he's so sure about this, I would like to debate him on that. Unfortunately, Daniel said that he doesn't want to debate that topic because he would be defending Hamas and that would get him in legal trouble and he could get in trouble with the FBI and we would try to trap him and get him in trouble and all of that. So he had to reject and say, I would rather debate with you Islam versus Judaism. Which one is responsible for the Israel-Palestine conflict? So it's just excuse after excuse and it's so stupid. I don't want this. I'm not going to let this idiot get there and, make demands and decide what we're debating.
No.
If he wants to have a debate on the conflict, we can have a debate on the conflict and we can, settle for a proper topic, not something dumb like that. And what kind of cowardice is it? No. He's online on Twitter. He's talking about how Hamas didn't kill his civilians. It was the IDF and this and that. But when challenged to a debate, he's like, no. I could get in trouble. They tried to trick me. They're trying to trap me. They're trying to trap me. They don't want me to have my 11-month-old third wife.
The heck is
what
wrong
a
with
baby, man.
Yeah.
I want to show this again. This is a child calling in. Shahad, 9-year-old on the phone.
شو حابة تسكينا؟ الحديث شريف. تفضل. يقول رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: لا تقوم الساعة حتى تقاتلوا اليهود، هم شرقي النهر وأنتم غربيه، حتى يقول الحجر والشجر يا مسلم يا عبد الله تعال وراء يهودي فقاتله.
Thank you, Shah. That was beautiful. Thank you for reciting that hadith, according to which we will fight and kill all the Jews. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Moo said Muslims post videos of Jew. How many times have we seen this?
I don't know. How many times are you going to keep posting it?
It's the same thing. The Real Massacre said reenactment showed what's valued more there. The bomb reenactment. Oh, yeah. Sanke said, laugh all you want. Farfour is with the 72 minis in Jannah.
That would be a funny if we did one with vocab and someone gets martyred and then it shows him with 72 mini mouses in paradise.
Msema Msiaki said, was reading Spencer and he claimed Islam is moral and epistemological. Anti-realists don't believe orderly universe, so are many other America haters. David, this is for you.
I'd have to see what I mean, I wouldn't describe Islam as moral anti-realism. It would be kind of an extreme version of divine command theory. But yeah, I'd have to see what Spencer's talking about.
Yeah. I would be more of a moral anti-realist than Islam.
No, yeah, I think I'm trying to think about it, but I think you could say, because it's like the whims of Allah. Allah can just, he decides this and he decides the exact opposite, and he decides something else and decides something else. It's not that there is some actual morality. It's all like the will of Allah, which can be anything at any point. Yeah, I'd have to think about it and see what
that's just perspective.
Spencer actually said.
You could say that about any moral system, pretty much.
Yeah, especially an atheist system where everything is stupid.
Farfur said, "It was the Jews. My home was destroyed." Oh man, what's wrong with people? Deja Disciple said there's an episode where Farfur's naked for Quran only fans.
We've got to do something with Quran only fans.
So stupid.
I mean, even if it's just like a Quran, but like some porn music going on, it's just the videos Quran only fans.
For Quran only Muslims. My TV said, new propaganda started where Israel created Hamas. Oh, that was there for a while now. That was there for a while. And it's all really stupid. It's there's always a little bit of truth that hints at something, and then they take that tiny piece of truth and blow it up into something insane to create a conspiracy theory. So what is true is that Israel, in the very beginnings, before Hamas became a terrorist organization, or before Hamas became a political organization and formed a military wing, Israel did tolerate and even to an extent assist the movement that later became Hamas. But that movement was not violent when they did that. That was before the official creation of Hamas as a political organization. Before that, they were just a Muslim Brotherhood assisted group that was all about, charity, about calling people to become more, more religious, Islamic, remember their values, be good, and help each other and stuff like that. So that was what the movement was about, seemingly on the surface. And to Israel, that was a better alternative than the terrorists that they were fighting. Of course, what they didn't anticipate is that that movement would then go on once they have more power and create a political party and also a military wing that would become the worst terrorist organization ever in the history of that conflict. So no, Israel didn't really create Hamas. Israel only supported what later became Hamas without knowing what they would become. Moo said, genuine question, do Christian Lebanese hate Israel too, and how can their mixed government representatives accept the existence of Hezbollah? I think Christian Lebanese people also don't like Israel. They have a big historical problem with Israel.
That's the vibe I get too.
Yeah, but so the current thinking by the Christians in Lebanon is, as far as I have seen from polls and from views of people telling me from Lebanon, they don't want the war, they don't want to get involved in the war, and they find it awful. They just want to stay out of the whole trouble that is currently going on. They don't want to be led to war by Hezbollah and by Hamas, but they also are not very fond of Israel. They have a very difficult history with it. Samuel Tawheed said, what's wrong with you guys? It's Quran cartoons. Okay. Okay, it was David who suggested that it might be something perverse because it's Quran kids or something. What did you say it was? Quran kids, Quran, Islam, Quran, something.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Daniel, it's Daniel Hakikachu's Quran for Kids corner, some crap.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently they have some cute stuff here.
Oh, that's good.
One for kids, cute stuff too. Yeah, that works. Nothing against that. Nothing against that at all.
Yeah, it's A is for Aisha, Z is for Zainab. Learning the alphabet with Muhammad's atrocities.
Said Deus, they came and declared Jews to be the official winner of the Crusades. The jihadis thought they had won in the 13th century, but the Christian winning move came in 1948. I wouldn't really call it Christian. I mean, that was just
lots of Christians behind that. Yep, Christians won. Last laugh.
Okay, fine, whatever.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Bella said, God's apologies. I have a question. The Muslim respected Jesus as a prophet from God. Our Jewish brothers completely deny him. What are we to think?
Oh. Yeah, Muslims believe in him. They believe he was a prophet of Islam who did nothing except prophesy the coming of Muhammad. See, that's great. And what do you mean, Michael Brown? We're Jewish brothers? They completely deny him? Huh? Michael Brown?
I don't even get the point here.
The whole one for it's supposed to say, oh, we should be siding with Muslims and hating the Jews because lots of Jews don't believe that Jesus is the Messiah.
Christians have more in common with Jews than they have with
massively more in common
with Muslims, traditionally, religiously, scripturally, in so many different ways. I mean, you have a shared history, you have a shared scripture,
and you actually have a range of perspectives among Jews. You have the Messianic Jews, so these are Jews who believe that Jesus is the Messiah. You even have a smaller position, but you have Jews who believe that they are still under their covenant, but they believe that Jesus was sent for a covenant with the Gentiles. So they don't believe that Jesus is authoritative for them, but they believe that Jesus is for the covenant with the Gentiles. So they believe that we're supposed to believe in Jesus and to accept Jesus as our leader. Then you have Jews who don't believe in Jesus, but they think it's cool that a bunch of people around the world believe in a Jewish figure and so on. And then you've got Jews that really don't like Jesus and don't like Christianity and so on. What does any of this have to do with whether I'm supposed to despise Jews or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, take it from recently I saw a video which somebody shared. So stupid. It was somebody who doesn't have any idea about religion, but who's trying to appeal to these the right-wing Christian nationalist, far-right Christian nationalist figures and demonize Jews. And that person posted a video of Ben Shapiro where Ben Shapiro explains how Jews view Jesus. And he basically says, that they don't have any, that the Jewish view in general is not that he's wicked or that he's this and that he is a figure who served a different purpose, and that historically they might view him as somebody who was part of a certain movement or a rebellion or a religious activity for which he was declared a criminal and punished. So, but the person who posts that clip of Ben Shapiro posted on Twitter and says, look, Ben Shapiro is saying Jesus was a criminal. How can Christians tolerate these people and still have respect for them? They don't even have respect for Jesus. But it's so stupid. It's such an idiotic and uninformed understanding of how Jews view the Christian beliefs versus how Muslims, for example, view the Christian beliefs. The Muslim view of Jesus should be much more insulting to Christianity than that average Jewish view, which seems like a quite secular view, right? where the Muslim view is basically reducing him to something that he is not, and adopting these weird Gnostic ideas about him, and turning him into a servant and putting words in his mouth.
Muhammad takes Jesus and says, "Yeah, Jesus just preached me." That's what he did. How is that a good thing? Oh, they believe in Jesus. That's like saying. Notice, if I went to Muslims and I said, "Hey, I believe in Muhammad, but I believe he was a devout Bible-believing Christian who believed in Jesus' sacrificial death for sins, his resurrection from the dead, his divine nature, and Muhammad preached the Trinity. That's the Muhammad I believed in." Are Muslims going to say, "Oh, yay, David believes in Muhammad now"? Are they going to say that? Oh yeah, David believes in a Christian Muhammad who just preached Christianity. Yay, we're all buddies now. No, they would be enraged if I said that about Jesus. And so, and by the way, Bella, I don't know if you're sitting here thinking that, oh, we have a problem with Muslims because of their view of Jesus. Yeah, we would have a disagreement. We'd love to debate that kind of thing. Our problem is they want to violently subjugate us and take our wives as sex slaves and take our daughters as sex slaves and enslave our sons and murder. That's kind of the big issue. See, other issues you can kind of debate them. When you want to actually violently subjugate the entire world, that's the deal breaker we keep talking about.
Yeah, why would you have respect? So if it's about respect, you said no, believe respect. Why would you have respect? So you have on one hand a group that doesn't believe in going out and killing you all and fighting you all and subjugating you all, although some conspiracy theorists might want to reinterpret it as that. And then on the other hand, you have one group that explicitly, that screams in your face that they want to fight you and subjugate you and enslave you and kill you and put you to death if you say something against them, and put you to death if you leave the religion. But hey, which one should I respect? Very difficult. Very difficult. Very difficult to figure out. Joshua Wooden said, question 4, AP, every atheist I talk on social media makes fun of me for being Christian. Who is easier to be a pen pal with? Be a pen pal with Muslim or an atheist?
Muslims and atheists are equally hostile towards every Christian. So just keep that in mind, Joshua.
Yeah, every Christian is a horrible person.
See what they think of you, Joshua? See?
Yeah, see? But especially every atheist is absolutely horrible, beyond horrible. Can't trust any of them. And then every Muslim, Jew, every Jew, every human is a horrible person. You just have to figure out which one you want to write with. We need to find a pen pal.
How about no?
Black Milky said, if only Muslims protested in mass numbers after 9/11, or the London attacks, or the O2 Arena attack, or the... Sorry, only so many characters allowed. This is very Islamophobic. It's very, very Islamophobic. Green Eagle said, AP and David Wood, are you going to do a spoof kids show? Yes. Cedric said, she was 9 years old, so Nupur Sharma did nothing wrong. I forgot about that, right? Hashtag Ezra's son. Night Dance said, they reported that the Prophet said, when the call to prayer is issued, the devil takes to his heels and farts with noise so as not to hear the call. This is an actual hadith, for those who are not aware.
Very popular one.
This is an actual hadith. An actual hadith.
It's a metaphysical matter.
It is a metaphysical matter.
It's a metaphysical passing wind.
Layla Torre said, made a super chat, thank you. You're supposed to say it like the guy, man. Looks like this.
It is a metaphysical matter.
I forgot who said it. That's Fareed, right?
Metaphysical matter.
Of course it's Fareed. How can you mistake his voice? Look at that.
It's a metaphysical matter.
It's a metaphysical
matter. How can it be rape if you're boning an 11-month-old baby if there's parental consent?
Vegan version, said Unicorn 1620. The eyes are the pleather strap of the ears.
Pleather would be one way, but we've also pointed out that hemp would also work for our vegan friends.
Yeah. Mr. Apostate said, why is Islam all about farts? It is a very important part of Islam, farting and what farts do, the consequences of farting. All of it is very, very important. I remember Brother Rashid, when he came here and he talked about the whole fart stuff. He said Islam has a very deep, sophisticated study of fartology.
I actually brought some of this up in my debate on whether Muhammad's a prophet. I pointed out that like his sayings sound like they're made for 5-year-olds. Everything's, oh, Satan's sleeping in your nose. Oh, he's going pee-pee in your ear. Oh, Satan's running around farting and blah, blah, blah.
If we don't wake up in the morning, he's going to pee in your ears. He's
and then he brags about his supernatural eloquence that can only come from God, and everything else sounds like it was made for a 4 or 5-year-old.
Imagine this wise person coming out of his house. He's very calm, very zen. He's looking at you, raising his head slowly and saying, "Today I want to tell you, if you do not wake up for the morning prayer, Satan will make pee-pee in your ears." And everyone is like, "Oh,
Alhamdulillah, this is the proof. We haven't seen proof this clear since we saw that big mole on your back." Like these are the guys. These are the guys who are confirming that he's a prophet. They seem like the dumbest, most childish people in the history.
Yeah. Sammy said, "AP, Jesus loves you." I know.
You see, he admits it.
She was 9 years old, said they are all 9 years old, Muhammad's preference.
I think he's referring to the age of
Farfour's guests here. Fatih Hamad is also the Egyptian who says all Palestinians are from Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, and other places. Time for them to go back to Egypt. That's true.
Hey, we could have our mouse in our parody called Fart For, and he could be Fart For the mouse, and everything he talks about could be all the hadiths about passing wind and teaching them to kids.
This is true. I forgot about this. Did you see this?
What?
عجزت مصر أن تمد قطاع غزة ب2 مليون أو 1.5 مليون من الوقود إذا لم توجهوا بوصلتكم لفلسطين وللأقصى وللقدس واستئصال العدو الصهيوني. الأقصى وأهل فلسطين يمثلون رأس حربة الحمد لله أصولنا كلها عربية، ويستطيع كل فلسطيني في غزة وفي كل فلسطين أن يأتي بجذوره العربية سواء كانت من السعودية أو من اليمن أو من أي نفط، ولذلك قد تربطنا قرابات، ولذلك أين المودة، أين الرحمة؟ أنا شخصيا نص عائلتي مصرية كلنا، ويمكن بيجي حوالي أكثر من 30 عائلة اسمها المصري. في أساسنا نص فلسطين يا أخواننا مصري ونصها سعودي. إيش من هم الفلسطينيون؟ في أسماء كثيرة اسمها المصري وجذورهم مصرية، مصرية قد يكونوا من الإسكندرية، من القاهرة، من ضمن.
What he's saying is all Palestinians, we are all Arabs. We all came from Saudi Arabia, from Yemen, from Egypt. Half of us Palestinians are from Egypt. The other ones are from Saudi.
What?
Don't you know this? We are all related.
What? They weren't there forever?
No. That's what this guy is saying. This guy is saying, and this is true, by the way. One of the most common last names in the Palestinian territories is Al-Misri, which is the Egyptian. So I can actually, I think, find. Oh yeah, here. Look, you can just Google it. Look at this. It's a very simple result. Palestinian surnames most popular. Number 3, Al-Misri, the Egyptian. That's it. So all the talk of Palestinians being these indigenous people there and all of that, according to this guy, is nonsense. He's got
a point.
Yeah, I agree with the terrorist. I agree completely with the terrorist.
AP agrees with all terrorists.
Sankey said we should side with Muslims because they claim the Son of God wasn't God but just foretold an Arab sex offender prophet. Ignore 1,400 years of jihad, by the way. Agreed.
Good point. That's the idea. That's the idea. Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. She was 9 years old. Said, of course, Muslims adults watch this. 9-year-olds and jihad. What could be better? Of course. This show is actually for the
Daniel Hakikachi watches it.
Okay. Cedric said the Jews claim Ezra. You're both wrong. Look it up. Yeah.
Book of Trust Me, Bro.
Darcy777 said, AP, please make 3-hour videos every day because it makes my day better. Thank you. I'm glad. I found your channel and praying for you. Hello, David.
3 hours. AP shoots for 4.
Yeah. I'll go for 4. I'm really getting into this thing now. I'm just going live in the mornings and just, doing that too. I'm going to go live 24/7.
24/7. We should do that one day where we just keep doing like hour-long live streams back to back.
I was thinking of revolutionizing live streaming by attaching a 24/7 live stream thing to myself and then introducing that to everyone in the world. Everyone should always be live streaming their entire private lives 24/7. No more privacy. Get rid of privacy. Privacy is forbidden, is illegal.
Yeah, I'm just going to hook up a GoPro to my live stream and then just live my normal life and everyone can watch.
Yeah. And all those who do things in private should be tracked down and punished by the thought police and all of that. That would be a fantastic future. I think there was a story like that. I'm not sure what it was called.
The Truman Show.
Well, Mrs. Apostate said Daniel Kika doesn't watch Baywatch. He watches this show. Okay, I don't want to think about that further now.
Daniel Hakikachi was like, well, why they got this grandma over there in the corner?
Man. All right. Seke said after her say all this change of heart, what's next? AP becoming a Pentecostal preacher by 2033. Yes. The aim is becoming the leather strap of the eyes.
Yeah, weird things happening.
Man. Too much. I gotta go. Bella said, I'm Christian in Bosnia, survived 400 years of Muslim kingdom. Why am I still here? Why did Muslims treat my family so humbly until Germany made war and hate in 1992? Good question.
Good question. Everything was great.
Good question. You should ask the
dumb Germans screw everything up.
Yeah, always stupid Germans. Stupid Germans. I don't know what this is kind of contrary to many of the other anecdotal reports that I heard from the Balkan countries that the Ottomans ruled over, including the Albanians, even Bosnians. I mean, you can even find historical records saying that most of the conversion happened because of Ottoman rule imposing restrictions, which made it more convenient to just convert to Islam instead of being repressed.
Which is exactly what Islam teaches. That's the general plan. It's yes, you can subjugate people. You can even tell them they can keep their religion. You just make it extremely difficult to live with that position, and knowing that over several generations people are going to keep converting to you keep getting the easy converts over time, and over a period of 100 years, 200 years, 300 years, everyone converts.
I asked the Serbians. I know that there are a lot of problems in recent history with in that region with Bosnians, Serbs, but ask them. I mean, I learned in Turkish history, of course, it was blamed on an incident, on somebody doing something wrong and then being corrected for it. But I learned in Turkey that that Ottoman rule over Serbia was very problematic, to say the least, and that incidents took place of the governor burning churches down and mass slaughtering the population, and then being reported and then chastised by the Central Ottoman rule and all of that. But lots of people, I asked the Armenians. Anyway, but hey, Whatever makes you happy. I'm going to go now. I'm going to go now. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And always make your homework, even if your home is destroyed by the Jews. So ridiculous, man. And anything else, David?
No. I think we'll be back on your channel again tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, we will be live tomorrow again to watch something else. To watch probably Douglas Murray and something like that. Wonderful night. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Have a fantastic day. We will see each other once again tomorrow. Issa Kabir said, good to see both of you. Hope you are all well.
Issa always comes in at the last second.
Issa, this is the Issa, right? Who
yeah, that's Issa.
Yeah, okay. Hey, nice to see you here. Nice to see you here. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Have a fantastic day, and as always, you say it. I don't want Sajid to say it.
I thought you were going to have Sajid go, stay away from Islam. It's what I want everyone to do.
Stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam. Have the hikmah to stay away from Islam.